morning and welcome to TV Burp. And with Dirty Den back on EastEnders, we've heard that Arthur Fowler's heading back to Albert Square. And Cilla Black increases the security around her Buckinghamshire home. Now, all this fuss about Paul Burrell and this mystery tape in the mahogany box, which the princess entrusted to him, containing a tape that will bring shame on the House of Windsor. Well, I've got hold of it. Look, yeah, I've got the box here. Let's see if we can... Oh, look, yes, and there's the tape, look. It's a royal knockout. Staying with the royals, Henry VIII's back, and this time he means business.
Get out! Get out! Get out of my sight. Get out! What have you done? Go away! Go away!
Oi, Anne, you slag! Get in the motor! Wolsey, turn it in. I'll come over there and give you a dry slap, you toilet. Ray Winston blinged up to the max, chopping heads off left, right and centre. Quite literally in this case. I told you before, you're only supposed to cut the bloody head off. Ah, the Tudors.
Aye. So go back to your estates, prepare your armies, and meet me outside London in 3 days.
Yeah, we'll meet outside London. Yeah. Meet you outside. Meet you outside the shops in London. Yeah, Ray Winston doing Henry VIII, and apparently next year they've got Mike Reid as Edward VII as part of a whole series of dramas about the royal family. It's amazing, though, isn't it, what a holiday in Europe can do for your accent? Take Vicky off EastEnders. Here she is before the holiday. Sharon, I don't seem to be able to find any cookies. And after the holiday... Boy, Shazza! Got any biscuits? You got any biscuits? Isn't it annoying, though, when you're queuing for a drink at the bar and the people behind you get served first?
I thought loads of people had signed up to this.
You should serve those two tiny policemen. They were first. They should never have relaxed the height restrictions. Yes, it's Emmerdale, and Zach's back from his travels, and he's been living it up in Leeds.
Hey up! You two are out and about a bit early.
Hey, we're just getting home.
Yeah, we've been to a nightclub in Leeds. Very lively. Yeah, you should join us sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to see the dress code for that nightclub. Yeah, you're not allowed in without a suit. Yeah, or a flat cap and wellies, whatever. I've actually got a leaflet for it here. It's the Barn Nightclub, Leeds, house band The Wurzels, guest DJ Farmer Gilesy, dress code smart agricultural. And on the back there's just some picture of some potato on the back there. Why not? But he likes a laugh, old Zach. Oh, dear. But, of course, the big news on Emmerdale, poor old Terry's had a stroke. That's not funny. There's nothing funny about strokes, but there is something sort of funny about people acting that they've had strokes. Here's some of Terry's best bits. What's he saying?
Church.
Cats. The strokes made him develop the condition where he can only say the names of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals.
Thank you, doctor. And 6 and 9.
They even have the effect on Emmerdale where you get the chance to see through Terry's eyes. It's a sort of Terry vision.
I have to go now.
But I'll be back later, eh? How about a goodbye?
Now, if you want to recreate it in the privacy of your own home, if you want to find out for yourself what it would be like to be Terry, this is what you do.
Starlight Express. Starlight Express.
Yeah. They're all doing it on Emmerdale. Zach tried it, look.
Winston's wisdom. A baby's brain is a little bit like this tray of cress. Winston's wisdom.
A baby's brain is like a tray of crisps. Now, in my view, a baby's brain is more like your neighbour's car alarm. You know, goes off in the middle of the night, keeps you awake. No matter what you do, you can't turn it off, right? You see your neighbour and you say, for pity's sake, get it fixed, right? Please, just shut up. I just want to sleep. Just one night of peace. Next day, in the daylight, you see it, forget all about it. Robert Winston. He gets around a bit, though, doesn't he?
To find out just how our mind makes that decision, I've come to the coast of South Africa.
South Africa? Oi, Winston, shouldn't you be at work? Coronation Street now. Tightwad Steve MacDonald is fighting Karen over her plans for a fancy wedding.
So, now you've done all this research...
He's so hard up, he started eating his own chair, look. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about Dev's new satellite navigation system for the cabs.
Hiya. I'm just making sure that it's still on for tonight.
What's that, Dev?
Hiya. I'm just making sure that it's still on for tonight.
Maya, hiya, Govinda Jaya Jaya. And Todd's still reading over his gay kiss with Nick Tilsley. There's still a certain element of doubt in his mind as to why he did it.
Mum's asked me to wheedle out how serious this row is between you and Sarah. Don't know.
You do know.
Did you want him to kiss you back?
I don't know.
You do know.
Why did he kiss me? I don't know. Don't know.
You do know. The rule I always have about kissing is, if in doubt, kiss a woman. Well, this week, Deirdre seemed a little oversensitive about her cooking.
That kidney was wasted on you.
Isn't it strange, though? Isn't it strange how people end up looking like they're spice racks, though, eh? Yes, it's Roy Cropper. And the big news is that Roy is to marry Tracy. But where does that leave poor Hayley? Well, as some of you may know, I've been a bachelor now for a number of years. Yes, my toilet seat is up more often than it is down. I've been putting just the one sausage under the grill rather than the usual two. And I've been using one half of my bed as a desk. So the obvious answer for me was to kill two birds with one stone and marry Hayley myself. So I took a trip up to Coronation Street to ask her. Well, I thought as I was coming up the street, I might as well bring Steve MacDonald a new chair.
I told you, Karen, I can't afford a pair of solid gold shoes.
Oh, Steve, I'm glad I bumped into you. I bought you this new chair, look.
Oh, I don't get caught like that. Besides, I've got a stretch cover on order for the old one.
Oh, right. Here, you haven't seen Hayley, have you?
Last time I saw her, she was down the calf.
Eileen. You haven't seen Hayley, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
You know, it's no use.
What's up?
It's this flaming satellite navigation system of devs. I mean, if that's the Pole Star, then by rights, Les Battersby should be outside number 42 Inkerman Street.
That's the sun, love. It's the sun. Oh, hello, girls.
What are you looking at?
Well, I'm looking for someone in particular. Someone to propose to. I'm hoping to get married.
All right, well, I'll marry you if you want.
I'll me.
Oh, that's just typical of you trying to steal my fella.
Excuse me, I saw him first.
No, you did not.
Let's do this.
Oh, it's no use. I'll never find my Hayley. Oh, perhaps if I sit here for a while, she might happen along.
Hurry! Hurry!
You've got awfully strong arms, darling.
Yes, well, Is there something you wanted to ask me, Harry?
Well, it's just that with Roy marrying Tracy and Karen and Steve marrying again, well, it just seems such a shame an attractive woman like yourself.
What is it you're trying to say, Harry?
Hayley, will you marry me?
Harry! Yes!
Hayley. Hayley. Todd, what were you about to do just then?
I don't know.
Oh, excuse me. Maya! Hiya! Hiya! Lower! Higher! Lower! Oh, see you, Bruce. Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Winston, and I've come to this beautiful hotel in Madagascar. But really, I should be at work. Last month saw Darren Brown shooting himself in the head with a toy gun. And just last week, David Blaine was released from his giant Fox's Glacier mint in the sky. Yeah, that's how he managed it. He was licking the inside. You could tell by his minty fresh breath when he came out. But who is the best postmodern magician? Well, there's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the breaks.
Mom, bad news of the Zulus, Your Majesty.
You're having a laugh, ain't ya? You're a nonce, Disraeli. You hear me? If my Albert was here, he'd soon have them Zulus sorted out. You're a nonce, I tell you. A nonce. Welcome back. News just in. Liza Minnelli's husband, David Guest's plastic surgeon, releases these amazing before photos. The Greater Manchester Police Force hold their annual sports day. And... oh, little bit political, little bit naughty. And Neil and Christine Hamilton's London tourism campaign, first results in. But what's going on in Casualty? They're employing giants.
I just wanted to tell you something.
Yeah? It's come over all Lord of the Rings. I've got a rash, Gandalf. Well, Frodo, try the cream. See, if you live in Holby, you're a hobbit, aren't you? Hmm? You're probably like me. If a household appliance isn't working, the first thing you try is giving it a big old thump.
Come on, Roxy, now. Hurry up.
The battery's not charged. What? There's no cable with this machine. Oh, I'll get another one.
Yeah. Give it a thump. Ah, here's Josh and Charlie. Now, they may be getting on in years, but they're still young at heart.
Are we too old to be doing this?
Now or never. On your count.
1, 2, 3.
That's a hell of a run. That's a hell of a run, though. Who moved the sea? Who moved the sea? Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Winston, and I've come to this charming pub in the Lake District. But really, I should be at work. Mind of a Millionaire now on BBC Two, in which we're given insights into how a millionaire's mind works. First, we're introduced to Duncan. Here he explains his rags to riches story.
And one day I went to the car auction to buy a car. There was an ice cream van coming through, so I bought the ice cream van.
Duncan loved it, and even invented his own original ice creams for the kids.
A blue-eyed Muppet. Now, we used to do chocolate ones, and that was a Muppet Bear. Raspberry Ripple ice cream was Muppet with acne. And sometimes we used to do twin ice creams, and that would be Siamese twin Muppets. And there was chocolate cigarettes you could put in. And Muppet smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, Muppet ice creams. So I've spent the week coming up with my own range of Muppet ice creams, right? Here we go. It's the first one, vanilla ice cream, right? It's got a Revel for one eye. It's got a Minstrel for the other one, right? There's this little mouth, look. There's his mouth, and that's Muppet with a black eye. Yeah. OK, that's one. Another one, right? He's got a Minstrel for one eye. He's got a Revel for the other eye. There's his mouth. There's his mouth. And he's got a Twiglet on top. It's a Muppet with a black eye, log falling on his head. Yeah. There's another one, right? It's cookie ice cream, right? He's got one Minstrel. He's got one Revel. He's got a little mouth there. And he's got a little licorice pipe there, look. There we are. It's Muppet Smoker of the Year with one black eye, one normal eye, with eczema. And that's the same one, look, with a log on his head. Yeah. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to meet the Muppet ice creams in the Muppet Ice Cream Show tonight. Well, this week saw the last instalment of Auction Man on BBC One, which followed the adventures of auctioneer Michael Hogben, who's like David Dickinson's younger, more restrained brother. And look, he's had a self-portrait done.
It's weird looking at yourself, isn't it? It's absolutely strange.
Unfortunately, it's a self-portrait of Jules Holland. But, you know, it's a tricky business, putting stuff up for auction, as one punter summed it up.
Swings and roundabouts. One thing is, it would have been nice to get rid of it, and another thing it's nice to keep it.
Yeah, nice to get rid of it. It's nice to keep it.
Wrong sort of auction, really, and it should have been a car auction.
Yeah, should have gone to a car auction. Well, it depends whether you want to keep it or you want to get rid of it. Make your mind up. I know, put it up for auction, then buy it yourself. That way, you get rid of it, keep it at the same time. It's nice to know your stuff's in good hands, though.
Yeah, it'll be fine. This is just holding it, just to get a little bit of security, really, just in case anyone knocked it.
Yeah, a bit of blue tack should do it.
Then we've gone to, like, 92. Take the 60, I don't blame it. A cracking mirror, this one.
A cracking mirror. Huh. That's 7 years bad luck. But for me, the undoubted star is Eric, the porter.
No, you got rock, you got slow rock, swing, rhythm and blues, number bump Nova. Chuck here.
Eric, you're sacked.
I'll name that tune in 100. Mamba Bump Nova. Eric there, playing an antique electronic organ. He's Michael's right-hand man, someone he can really rely on to get the job done.
You should have bought me gloves this morning. That'll be all right. No, that's the same with that. That's with the tea set. That's right, it's the tea set. It's right, leave me alone. Frame glaze painting of the... Hang on. Shop scene. Or shore scene.
Oh, that's the painting then.
Yeah. Recently carved. Hang on. I can't even read it myself. Carved an olive table. That's it. I've got it. Cracked it.
Yes, the new stars are the reality TV stars. That's who we'll be celebrating in years to come. We've got Brucey to remember. They'll have Terry from The Salon. We've got Parky. They'll have Craig from Big Brother. We've got Trevor McDonald. They've got... I'm just being told there's some urgent news. We go now to the newsroom.
Hello, here's the news. Can you get closer? I can't read it. Oh, you'll have to come closer. Oh, God. A news flash. News flash. Cracked it.
Now, these antiques programmes have got incredibly popular, and so, of course, have the guys who front them, spawning, if you will, some top-shelf antique dealer magazines. For instance, we've got here Penthouse Clearance, which is... they've got Michael Aspel on the front of that one. This one, Dazzler. They've got David Dickinson. And, of course, Auction Men Only. They got Michael Hogman. But, well, that's all we've got time for this week. What the... It's Eric the Porter from Auction Man.
Is that the mirror you wanted, Harry?
Ah, the mirror, yes, Eric. Wait a minute. There's no glass in it. Comes the mirror man. Says he's a people fan. Here comes the mirror man. Oh, sorrow. Here comes the mirror man. Says he's a people fan. Here comes the mirror man. Oh, Eric, you're sacked. Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Winston, and I'm on a sunbed. What did you do at work today? Good evening, and welcome to TV Burp. Some news just in. Animal hospital and a chaffinch tells Rolf to get lost and goes private. Postal strike. Postal strike latest. Reindeers side with the postal workers. You scared, Santa? Well, it's been another cheerful week on the soaps.
Stuff you and stuff your friendship. I don't care what you like.
I myself, I will become.
The last time you'll come near my daughter.
No! Juliet's just died. My husband's left me. I'm carrying a dead man's baby.
Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift. Yeah, a cheerful week on most of the soaps. Compare that, though, with the gritty realism of Corrie.
She's been staying nights. Once. That we know of.
Now, Pop Idol has hit the home straight. Yes, only 2 more months to go. And there's something I've noticed about Foxy.
There were times then when it became a tad pub singer. When a tad screechy in the middle. I don't know why. You make me feel a tad awkward. Don't think that was a great choice of song. It ended up a tad cabaret for me. I think the song's let you down, though, because the song has made, for me, It looked a tad cheesy.
Yeah, Foxy, I think you're saying the word tad, just a tad too much. In the meantime, 100% pop idol Madonna is appearing in the new Britney Spears video.
Brittany, I gotta sit. I said, give me a minute, you morons! For God's sake, I'm 45 years old!
Well, probably like me, you love 60s music, and therefore, of course, Heartbeat.
You know the pop group, the Trinks? The ones that had that #1 hit with Marmalade Sunset?
Yeah, not the Trogs, not the Kinks, the Trinks. Yeah, I was a huge fan of the Trinks. I've got their album here, look. Yeah. Yes, let's have a look at some of the tracks. Well, there's Marmalade Sunset, of course. Yes, the big hit. All the Day and All the Marmite. Peanut Butter Really Got Me. And, of course, my favourite, dedicated follower of Bovril. A nice album there. Hey, the Big Read thing on BBC with Clive Anderson. Hey, if books are so good, what they got to go on telly for? If you like books so much, Clive, go and read one. And that bookworm character, hey?
The thing I love about Jane Eyre is the wonderful imagery, although the proto-feminist reading of the Brontes is not one to which I really...
Shut up about books! Yeah. Shut up about books! It's telly. Books aren't supposed to be on telly. That's why they invented it. That's the point of it. I mean, I don't mind the thin books or the ones with pictures in them. We've actually got our own version of the bookworm for TV, yeah. I call it the TV slug. Yeah, here he is, look. Here he is.
Books! I don't like books. Give me Team Big Brother. Team Big Brother. I'll be for Uncovered. Wife swap. Wife swap.
Is it me or is Channel 5 turning into Channel 4? Channel 4 is turning into Sky 1. BBC 2 is turning into BBC 1. BBC 1 is turning into ITV, which leaves ITV in an unassailable position at the top. Yes. It doesn't get much better than Holiday Showdown, or as I call it, Wife Swap Abroad, in which the producers try to pick couples that are going to get along together and have a wonderful holiday. Not! Last week we had the Doherty family from Tower Hamlets going on holiday with the upper-class Plummer family from Greenwich. They should get on, shouldn't they?
Whose sick idea was this, then?
I mean, it's bad enough having to go on holiday with your own family. Here they are, meeting for the first time.
Yeah, we're quite normal.
Yeah. We're more than normal. Yeah, no, I'm more normal than you are. Yeah. I'm more normal. You want to fight about being normal?
And a little way into the holiday, and Kim is unhappy.
I've not heard one swear word come out of their mouth yet.
No swearing. What kind of holiday's that? No swearing. It's really going to ruin my holiday.
The upside is they get to go to a gorgeous villa in Jamaica.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
It's a beautiful place. It's like off the telly.
Yeah. The reason it looks like something off the telly is it is. But in the end, they all loosen up and Simone administers the healing power of song.
The evening is turning into a success. Simone may not like being in bars, but as a professional backing singer, she can't resist taking to the stage.
Used to be a backing singer, who for? The Trinks. The thing about these reality TV shows, they've all got video diaries, haven't they?
I mean, there's one word I would say would be stressful.
We've had a good time, I think, basically.
We've done our holiday, and tomorrow we're off on their holiday.
Yeah, you've got to have a video diary. Good evening, and here is the news. I also do the National Television Awards. I love to do it because I like to tell my jokes. I love the adrenaline buzz of a live crowd. You know, it's the only time I feel truly alive. And then when Tony Blair came on at the end, I felt as if I was almost about to cry. The main stories tonight. Anyone see Prunella Scales in Looking for Victoria? I'm sure you did, really. Yes, Prunella does this one-woman show about Queen Victoria. Oh, sorry. So, she's looking for her. I wonder where she might be. I can't see her anywhere. There she is, look. Yes, she was in the bush all along.
The thing is, Prunella, if you did find Victoria, you wouldn't be able to do your one-woman show that you keep going on about because they don't want to see the real one, you dozy cow.
The point I believe she was trying to make was that Queen Victoria was not the miserable swine that she's popularly thought to be. No, she was actually much more fun, as this early footage shows. Yes, that footage is an old home movie we got off Pete Waterman. Yeah, I used to go out with her. Yeah. Nature programmes. Now, there is a difference between how we, the British, treat extreme weather and how the Americans do. Here's how the Yanks do it.
Ferocious. Relentless. Unforgiving. These are the world's deadliest storms. Tonight, nature at its cruelest, caught on tape. You can't stop them. You can't fight them. All you can do is run away.
And this is how we, the British, do it.
There's a set of circumstances that caused this major event. We had a very, very high spring tide. Then we had a major storm event with a massive storm surge on the North Sea.
What time is it? BBC One have got a big idea for a show, Hunting Chris Ryan.
Now he must prove himself again in a grueling test of mental and physical strength. His mission is to retrieve a cache of secret communications equipment buried in the jungle.
He's a Ninja Turtle. Yes, there was Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and Chris. And Hunting Chris is the aptly named Hunter Force, comprising Nick Teta.
My background is naval special warfare. 16 years as a SEAL.
16 years as a SEAL. And look, here's him as a younger man. There's Ken Waterhouse.
I hope he's been through a marsh and he's wet through. I hope he's been fighting his way through these brambles and he's cut to pieces. I hope he's lost half of his kit.
Oh, who got her ready? Chris Ryan's mission is to hunt down a... what exactly is it that he's looking for?
What he's got to do is make his way up through the jungle and to the cache, which is about here. Having successfully found and picked up the cache, he's then got to move north to the coast.
The cache lies 5 kilometres north of the river. I've got to cross this today to make some headway to get to this cache by tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow we're going to get back at it, go up to where we believe the cache site might be.
Adversary has picked up cache.
A cache, a cache, a cache. Well, sorry to have to tell you, Chris, but I've got there first. Yeah. Yes, and in fact, what you're looking for is, oh, it's a quiche. Look. There's a quiche all along. See, I think they should make a celebrity version of Hunting Chris Ryan. Frank Carson is a man with a mission. Can he survive about 45 minutes in a garden centre? One that he's never visited before, not even on a Sunday. Now he must prove himself again in a grueling test of mental and physical strength. His mission? To successfully purchase a really good bit of trellis. Against him is a two-man, one-duck hunter force. All seasoned entertainers.
I'll head for fencing now and find out where base camp is, and I can find out exactly where the trellis is situated.
Frank is now in the garden centre, so his main enemy at this point will be boredom. Well, the hunter force have now gained access to the garden centre. The sort of sensations that Frank might be experiencing are mild hunger pains, as he only had a light lunch and normally has a piece of cake around about this time of day.
I'm tired. And I'm hungry. There's only one thing for it all. I'm phone for a Chinese.
Well, the hunter force shows no sign of getting close to Frank, so I think it's time I intervene.
I'll get it. Hello? Yep. What's that you say? You got some intelligence regarding... Oh,
you're breaking up.
Hey, hello? Hello? Harry. Harry, yes. He's here, yes. He's been seen in fencing.
Fencing?
Yeah. Come on, fencing.
Hey, I better find out where that trellis is.
Hey, is that him?
Look at that.
It's a cracker.
It's a cracker. So there's a trail of them. Yes, let's follow them. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, this way. There he is.
Yes.
Come on.
I'm on my trail. I've just got to get the trellis to the checkout and I'm home.
Well, the hunter force are virtually on top of Frank. If he's going to pull this off, he's going to have to get out of there now.
I'm facing north.
Oh, and the hunter force are just too late. Carson gets away scot-free.
What are the chances of that happening?
Oh, hey, that's my catchphrase. Well, if you saw Pop Idol this week, there was this little bit of needle between Foxy and Simon Cowell over his treatment of self-styled big girl, Michelle.
Foxy, you can't keep going on about Michelle's appearance because we've known what she was from day one.
No. But then, would people buy the image as part of the deal? You know,
should have
better than anyone.
you should have said that 5 weeks ago. The point is, you've got to judge her now on her song.
No, but...
You should have said that 5 weeks ago. Whose side are we on, Simon's or Foxy's? Well, let's ask Vicky from EastEnders. Hello, Vic.
Oh, hi, Harry.
What do you think about Foxy?
I like Foxy. I think he's really cute.
And what about Simon?
I don't like Simon. Foxy's right. She's a fat bird. Got no place on Pop Idol.
Well, I think there's only one way to settle this. Bitch fight! See you after the break. Go on. Go on, get it. Welcome back. Some late news. Diane Abbott drops her son off at his new school. Then pops into the local comprehensive. We've all been enjoying ITV1's new gangster drama, Family, at 1 in the morning. Yes, it's ideal for night owls. But who's this at the door? It's Michael Jackson. Yes, it's been moved from 9 o'clock to the graveyard slot. But the good news is we get reruns of A Touch of Frost. I must say, I did enjoy $1 Million Babes on ITV2 the other day. Here's Steph.
I want everything, actually. I just want everything. I want love, fame, money, success.
And a key ring. And a key ring, yes. She's got a key in her ear, but what you probably don't know is she's got a torch in her belly button. Oh, yes, she's a handy girl to have around in case of a power cut. Tales from River Cottage now on Channel 4 with Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall. And this week he's trying to catch a cuttlefish. Now, to do that, of course, you have to make a female cuttlefish as bait.
In my second year at the cottage, one quarry I was desperate to get my hands on was the versatile cuttlefish. I decided to lure it into my trap with the offer of free sex.
Hugh himself is married, apparently. Here's a picture of him with his wife. Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall, ah, bless. He lives in a cottage, grows all his own food. Ah, isn't he sweet, look. He's an animal!
There are few jobs more satisfying than skinning an eel. A nail through the head and a firm grip with the pliers, and it slips off a treat.
Yeah, nail through its head, pull its skin off. Charming. The problem with that is, at the end of the meal, you still have an eel's head nailed to your fence. There's a lesson to the entire eel kingdom not to mess with you. Here's harmless Hugh gutting a cuttlefish in his bath.
Cleaning a cuttlefish is a gleefully messy business. The problem, of course, is the sticky black ink, which it uses as a natural defence against predators. The ink is actually very tasty, and it's going to be an integral part of the dish I'm going to make. The first thing to do is to pull off the head and tentacles, which are attached to the guts. Then collect the ink before squeezing out the hard, cartilaginous backbone.
Hugh, how long are you going to be in there?
Next, the skin is peeled away from the body, and then it's time to deal with the head.
What are you doing in there? I need a bath. I need a bath, Hugh.
Everything in front of the eyes is edible, apart from the little hoops on the suckers, which are scraped off along with the skin on the tentacles.
But still, it's worth it in the end. Yeah, I think you'll be eating that on your own, mate. Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Winston, and I'm hanging around outside this ladies' loo. But really, I should be at work. You know, there are bits of Emmerdale that are just begging for a bit of carry-on style music.
So, you much of a cook then, Hilary?
Yes and no. I'm more of a takeaway man myself.
Actually, Hilary does a magnificent spag bol.
I actually do a pretty amazing coq au vin, if your memory serves you well. Fill me up, Gloria.
How long can you go without blinking?
You said you'd something to say. So say it.
This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Because I know there's before this conversation and there's after it. I lied about my dates. It's not even possible it could be yours.
Beat you. Isn't it funny, though, how you can end up looking like your wall hangings? Yes, it's Easties, and someone's vandalised the Ferrier family's entire stock of clothes from their market stall. Causing, oh, I don't know, 50 quid's worth of damage. Now, a lot of people take the mickey out of me for my appearance, but, you know, it's all the rage in Holby.
Let's get rid of this. Give me a dish, please.
Yeah, give that to Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall for his tea. Well, That's about all we've got time for. Just a little bit of time for the celebrity fireworks. They've got a new thing out, celebrity fireworks. Let's have a look at some of them, shall we? There's, yes, there's the Dirty Den there. You light it, it goes out for about 14 years, and you go back to it, and it suddenly goes off in your face. There's the Cat Slater wheel. Yes, it spins round and round and just sort of abuses your guests. Oh, this one, look, there's the Pop Idol. There we are. It's got a very long fuse, that one. Takes a while to burn down. There's a very loud bang, and then it just sort of fizzles out and sort of forget about it. Well, now, to sing us out, it's one of the country's top backing singers from Holiday Showdown. It's Simone Plummer.
No woman, no cry. Oh, little darling, don't shed no tears. No woman, no cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. No woman, no cry.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Winston. I bet you fancy me, don't you, eh? Come on, fancy a little grab ass. Come on. You know you want to. Welcome to TV Burp. Some news just in. After Kim was booted off the Elton John special on Pop Idol, her family take it rather badly. The Queen takes part in a new show, Royal Wife Swap. And after the MTV Awards in Edinburgh, Christina Aguilera's outfit is washed ashore. Just what did go on between Major Ingrams and Jane Goody? Yes, it's the show on everybody's lips this week. Celebrity wife swap, or a tale of two thickies, as I prefer to call it. Here's Jade in action.
That's not good. You've got to cook the yellow bit.
Yeah, but I like it.
You get semolina. Semolina. I don't know. You know what I mean.
Semolina. Yeah, it's the yellow bit. Yeah, you got to cook the yellow bit where you get salmonella.
It's a sort of, what is it? It's a sort of poison. I think the word you're looking for is not salmonella, smellalello. It's Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell. That's Jade, and here's the Major.
I just wonder if this is what divorce feels like. You know, you're sort of packing to go.
No, I think divorce is probably less jolly than this.
It's right, yes, yeah.
Yeah, very clever. Yeah, very clever woman, my wife, yeah. I always say frying an egg is a bit like running a marathon. No, it isn't, no. It's a bit like ironing a shirt. No, it's not. I knocked over a vase. You got the insurance forms, darling? In the end, it was a bit disappointing, wasn't it? You know, they actually got on pretty well. There was no arguing. I mean, where's the fun in that? I'd like to see a wife swap where there's going to be some fireworks. You know, Ulrika and Mr. Right swapping with Sven-Goran Eriksson and Nancy DeLilio. Paul and Maria Burrell swapping with Prince Charles and Sir Michael Fawcett. No kidding! And for those of you without a telly, here's a condensed version of what's been going on this week.
Do you want a paper for Lisa?
Hey?
Actually, we've had to arrest them both in scrapping.
What?
He's possessed by the devil! He's a witch! Burn him! Britain's worst celebrity driver now, and is it me, or has Quentin Wilson got the smallest bottom on TV?
And if any of them make it to the end of the series without flouncing out in a huff, they will be able to split a 10 grand prize between the charities of their choice. But, and it is a big but.
No, it isn't. It's a small but. Pop Idol and Elton John turned up. I bet that confused Foxy, because he's easily confused, isn't he?
Do you know what's really nice? Over the last 2 weeks, your confidence has lifted about 200%. But your hair looks a billion times better this week. So, we were chatting last week. You look every inch young pop star, and because you're so young, it's brilliant. I mean, really good.
Yeah, so that's a 200% increase, a billion times better. This week, that means it must have been 100% good at 500 million, and that equals, that's a tad. It's a tad. Yeah. And that's in inches, of course. That's in Foxy's world, but of course, anything can happen in Foxy's world.
Hello, sir. I'm Dr. Fox. Now, to me, you look a tad unwell.
Come on, Foxy, you're not a real doctor.
Are I?
No. Sorry about this, sir.
Oh, well, can I be a train driver, then? Or an astronaut? Yes, I think this week I'm going to be an astronaut. 5, 4, 3...
Yes, there's a new soap on BBC Three. Yeah, just what we need, a new soap. Burn It! No, that's what it's called. Burn It. Yeah, the day-to-day story of, well, nothing, really. Here's my Burn It highlight of the week.
Burn It TV highlight of the week.
Whoever said that slapstick was dead? See, I think a lot of the accidents on Casualty are caused by those yellow hats they wear.
We're engaged.
The problem with these, they're just so heavy. They're just so... They're just so... Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter. Come back, Paul.
How do you do that? I don't understand. How do you do it?
Oh, calm down, Foxy. It's just a trick.
Foxy and Simon to the stage, please.
I want to see the trick. I want to see the trick. Do it again, Dad.
I told you not to call me that in public.
I didn't say Dad. I said Tad.
See this documentary on Hugh Grant the other day, in which they explain the appeal of the English accent.
Americans just have this fascination with the accent. We always assume it's someone's more intelligent with the English accent, so he comes off more charming and intelligent to the American audiences.
Do you get the Melena?
That reminds me, they're back.
Look at the state of the surface
You
of
see
the
that?
cooker.
That's total filth. I mean, Aggie, there's no... Oh, and
Just right.
isn't this...
Really
But we've got to
smelly.
look at the stuff we've got to take out before we can get to anything.
Just when you thought it was safe to hang up your bathroom scouring moose, Aggie and Kim are back in How Clean Is Your House? And this time, they've come prepared.
I brought this along. Oh, God. Get on, Aggie. It smells like the sheet of 1,000 bums, you know. I'm not exaggerating. It smells terrible.
If you don't like bad smells, stop sniffing stuff. You know, it's a bog brush. What do you expect? What's it going to smell of? Ice cream? No matter how much air freshener or disinfectant you put on it, you're never going to sniff that and think, oh, pine forest. There'll always be that slight element of doubt. Here's a suggestion, Kim. You like dangly earrings. Try a couple of these. But they really met their match this week. I mean, we all have a little bit of muck around the house, but this woman, she was crackers.
Well,
Spit it out, Dolly. Her house was a total tip. And guess what her job is?
I'm a cleaner by profession.
Now, if you're wondering who the serial killer on Holby is, they're giving you a clue, look. They put an arrow in. Meantime, Nurse Kelly's brother's in prison and he's not having an easy time. Prison can be a hard place. There's bullying, all manner of strange practices.
Somebody kicked a chair out from underneath me while I was watching telly yesterday.
It's hardly having scalding hot coffee poured down you, is it? Or being ravaged by a gentleman admirer from the lower bunk.
Keep your chair away.
What you don't know is...
That's only half the story. The other day, someone told me there was a letter for me. And when I looked, there wasn't. I didn't say anything, just in case they tickle me again.
Airport on BBC One, Airline on ITV1, now a new one called Holiday Airport Cyprus. In fact, there are so many of these airport documentaries on TV, they've started fitting microphones in the airports.
I can tell you how many empty seats you have on vacation. I can tell you, but you...
Then there's the couple who've travelled from Russia in their wedding outfits, but their luggage hasn't. I'll let them explain.
We got a problem. Our luggage was lost, so we have nothing here besides this wedding dress.
Right, I think I've got it, yes.
We came here, but our luggage didn't came. It was lost, and we don't know what we should do now, because we have nothing, just our wedding dress.
Yes, I get the idea.
Yesterday, Dennis and Anna Billis arrived from Russia to start their week-long honeymoon, but their luggage didn't arrive with them.
Yes, I've got it, all right.
We lost our luggage.
You lost your luggage?
Yes, we came from wedding party.
Yes? You lost the bags in here in Larnaca Airport.
Yes.
All right, already. You come from Russia in your wedding dress. Your luggage never turned up.
You just lost your luggage in the airport. In their own country like that, dressed up with the wedding dress and the groom and bride. It's a bit of a shame, so I feel sorry for them.
No, they come from Russia in the wedding outfit. The luggage never turned up. Shut up! Shut up! Now, an even more exciting story was the arrival of Howard Donald from Take That.
And it's still strange to think that, you know, 7 years on now, you can just be walking down the street and someone will recognise you, and it's quite bizarre.
Yeah, it's your face, Howard. Yeah. That's what they're recognising. It's the front part of your head. Is it me, or does he look a lot like a young Kevin Keegan?
And Keegan's still wobbling, coming to the first bend, and a Van Binge comes across, and Keegan's gone! Keegan touched the back wheel, and he's gone across the track on his back. Covered in dust, that is a terrible crash.
The BBC have brought back superstars. Haven't they got any new ideas? How long before someone is heard saying, hey, how about the black and white minstrel show? That had its moments. My problem is, it's got new stars. What's wrong with the old ones? Bring back the old superstars. You join me here at Brentford Sports Arena for Superstars Revisited. On my right, we have Brian Jacks, of course, 1972 judo gold medalist. Next to him, Lynn Davis, the 1964 gold medal winner for long jump. John Conte, the WBC light heavyweight boxing champion, 1974 to 77. And Mary Peters, pentathlon gold, 1972 Olympics in Munich. Brian Jacks, how are you feeling?
Knackered. Just knocked down knackered.
The first event is the 100 metres Zimmer. They're under starters' orders. And they're... Oh, Lynn Davis is down. A very disappointing start for the long jumper there. Recently had some alterations done on his house. Mary Peters then zooming out in front with a show of form that, of course, made a name back in the 70s. Oh, and what's this? Here comes John Conte. Not known as a sprinter. Oh dear, he's veering off in front of Mary Peters. Oh, and they're down. They're both down and dirty on the ground. What a turn up. Let's see that again in slow motion. Mary Peters, what happened there?
It all happened so fast, I just didn't see him.
John Conte?
I had my bifocals on upside down, so I thought she was further away than she was.
Well, there you have it. The penalties now, and Mary Peters steps up. Oh, she's giving it a right old whack. Oh, and Brian Jacks. Oh, and he's beaten. The squat thrusts now, and they have 3 minutes in which to do as many squat... Oh, and they're off. Oh, and Brian has pressed his panic button. He can expect his daughter to arrive any minute now to take him home. What a shame. Congratulations, John Conti. How do you feel about your performance today?
I can't remember.
I don't know. Watching Major Ingram and wife on Celebrity Wife Swap made me almost nostalgic for the Hamiltons. But which naughty couple is best? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the break. Go on, darling. Go on, welcome back. And this week, Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall decided that 2 children is quite enough.
The full was shared with vet Jeff Johnson as a thank you for a trouble-free castration.
That's what I call a small holding. Excuse me, hello? Yes. Your luggage was left in Russia, yes. Just got the bridal outfits. Yeah, no, I get the idea. Yeah, I get the idea. Now, this royal servant witnessing something inappropriate that we can't name between another servant that we can't name and a senior royal that we can't name. Now, I'm sure there's been some sort of misunderstanding. You know, you can see how this might happen. A perfectly innocent situation. You know, the butler walks in on it, draws the wrong conclusion. I'm sure there's a good explanation.
Does that look like a simple farewell kiss to you?
That picture makes it look a lot worse than it was. I just put my hand out for balance.
I was putting my hand up for balance. Your Royal Highness. You see, this is the big story in Emmerdale. Gloria's affair with her researcher. This is how it's reported in the Houghton Gazette. Yeah, if you can't fit it all on the one line, break it up. Here's some of the other headlines from the same week. There's one. Prince Charles gives servant a hug. A huge pay rise. A pay rise. Jamie Oliver is shipping out to New York. Here we are. Yes, Jade gives gives blood. Jade. And the last one here, Amanda Holden, still annoying. Still really annoying. What's another word for victim?
It's all right, darling. There are plenty more victims roaming the corridors of power. You'll soon find another victim.
I know it's nearly the panto season, but what's the lion from Wizard of Oz doing on Emmerdale?
Don't give me out your line.
Put him there! Put him there! Put him there! And as the hunt for the serial killer on Holby continues, I noticed they also missed the great Band-Aid thief.
Why all the questions? You barely shared a word with me all day.
There he goes. Back to Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall now and his recipes. Now, this one is just so easy.
This is the easiest thing in the world to make. You just grab a large handful of these lovely elderflower heads, pop them in a glass bowl lined with muslin.
Sorry, Hugh, but as soon as you introduce muslin, that's already too complicated. The question you should ask yourself is, do they sell it in Spa? If they don't sell it in Spa, it's not an easy recipe, all right? Pork pie, coleslaw crisps, and Mars bar for afters, that's an easy recipe. You go to Spa, you got any muslin? I think we're right out of muslin. We've had a rush on. Have you checked next to elderflowers? No, Whittingstall, get in the real world. And another thing, stop eating all the weeds. That's birds' homes, that could be. Right, Celebrity Dog School. It's our... Yes, it's our TV highlight of the week. Donelda Guy and her dancing dogs.
I'm Denelle Guy, and I'm Jersey's freestyle champion.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, she's been giving me a few lessons. I've been training my dogs. I'll go and get them.
Your dinner, sir. Oh, sir, I do apologise. I had no idea. Where's my pen?
It's not what you think. It's not what you think. Now then, who got Francis Bacon's millions? Sorry, you can't take it with you, Francis Bacon, on BBC Two, in which we were introduced to art expert Dave Courtney.
I actually like his paintings now more than I ever did when I knew him, you know what I mean? And I suppose it's my interest in Phil, John and Francis himself has actually made me quite a connoisseur.
I always had Dave Courtney as a self-styled celebrity gangster, but no, he's an art connoisseur.
Rat face. Van Gogh.
Now, basically, he was a bit of a one-eared nutter.
Go get him.
Right, go get him married a 15-year-old bird.
The nonce. He'd be on the isolation wing.
But somehow one of us would get to him. Oh, sorry, Mr. Gauguin. Did I accidentally stub out my cigar on your Nazi face?
Picasso. Oi, Pablo, you're on the laugh, ain't you? You turning a portrait like that of my mum? Well, I'll cut you. I'll cut you, you hear me? You bullfighting freak.
Meet the parents. Sorry, meet my folks on BBC One. And we met the Hobson family, who were keen for their daughter Rebecca to meet a nice young man. She's not the only one keen on nice young men from what I can see.
My name's Tom Hobson. I'm a property lawyer. I like well-presented young lads.
Do you, Tom?
Do you like me? Yes.
Get her.
Are you looking for a long-term relationship?
Crush a grape.
Yes, yeah. You're a good friend, and it really has been. You've been an absolute delight to be with over the weekend. And if Rebecca had ever brought you home, I'd have been highly delighted.
So nice to meet you too, Tom.
I know. See you later. So, bye.
Shut that door. Well, that's all we've got time for. So,
Oh, Harry, this has turned up.
Oh, okay, what's this? Just married. It's from Russia to Cyprus. Must be the luggage from that couple, you know, who lost their luggage and only had their wedding outfits. You know, on Cyprus Airport. Let's open up. What's this? Just wedding gear? What's the point? Right, what's the time? Well, that's all we've got time for, as I say, and to play us out, it's Denelle the Guy of Celebrity Dog School.
Come on, Mr. Moon. You're not supposed to be in the puddle.
Oh, Foxy, what are you doing?
I'm raking the moon out of the puddle, Simon.
Foxy, that's the moon up there.
What? 2 moons?
And welcome to TV Burp. Well, it's been another fun week.
Oh. Okay, okay.
Oh, do you mind? Some of us have got to live here. And President Bush says his visit to London went better than expected. And as he flies home, UK customs officers go through his hand luggage. Shane Ritchie's back, doing his Daz doorstep challenge.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, Alfie Moon finally got his girl. Oh, isn't it sweet? But of course, the danger of walking down the middle of the road. But let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit.
We will be all right, though, won't we?
Oh, me and you, Kat. We're better than all right.
I mean, we have to talk properly.
This is EastEnders. No one talks properly. Isn't that right, Vicky? Oh, I'm really happy for Alfie because he's so cute. But what about Andy? He's a toilet. He had it coming. He only wants a fancy bird on his arm. Now, everyone was in a good mood. Even Lynn Slater did a brilliant Elvis impersonation.
I'm trying to persuade him into an Elvis-style wedding.
Oh. That's her impersonation of Elvis impersonating Tommy Cooper.
We can't go on together. It's suspicious, man. Just food, just. Thank you very much.
Now, what do they need an impersonator for when the real Elvis was there all along? And with its usual gritty realism, EastEnders delivered a chillingly realistic fight outside the church. Watch the bunch on the right.
Excuse me. No.
You can kill someone hitting them very lightly but repeatedly about the neck. Takes about a week, but you can do it. But you know who I felt sorry for this week? Poor old jilted Andy. Ah, he's only got 3 friends, look. Oh, there's his phone book. There's only Jay, Kat and Ronnie. Now Kat's gone, he's only got Ronnie and Jay. Poor Andy. Oh, hello, excuse me. Hello? What's that? Sorry to have to tell me there's been an accident. Ronnie, yes. Don't say Jay as well. Killed in a car crash. You need to get hold of Andy urgently. I'm sorry, I don't have his number. The good news is they've solved the great train robbery. Briefcase all along. But what else is in the news in Walford? Ex-police dog found not guilty. I've heard of sheepdog trials, but this is ridiculous.
Not guilty. Not guilty, my lad.
I don't know about you, but I've been watching EastEnders for years, and all the time I've been thinking, what does the square really need? You know, it's got a pub, it's got a corner shop, it's got a cafe. What does it really need? Nail bar! A nail bar!
So, you really going to stick this? Running a nail bar?
Why shouldn't I? They're all the rage.
Girl, I'm going to take you to the nail bar. I'm going to take you to the nail bar. Nail bar, nail bar! Wasn't it nice to see Tracy Shaw back on our screens on Casualty? Take a look at this stunt. Now, to me, there's a little bit of the Tom and Jerry about it.
Come on, trust me.
Hello, Tracy.
Look, I've been in worse scrapes than this.
Climb back over, love. It's not safe.
Yeah, he is right, Eve. Look, it's as safe as houses.
Goodbye. Cottage now, and Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall has been trying to get his cow pregnant so he can eat its baby.
So it was time to bring in the male that few cows seem able to resist, Eric Studley. He arrived with his standard issue green overalls and a suitcase full of frozen sperm.
Look what Hugh's serving up this week on the River Cottage table.
Very little of the juices from the meat are going to evaporate. They're all going to stay inside this little nest that we make. The hay delivers a lovely grassy flavour into the meat.
It's a nest! You're getting food mixed up with bedding materials. If you really want that grassy flavour, Hugh, eat grass. I think someone's not just been eating the grass, if you know what I mean. What's wrong, Whittingstall? Ain't you ever heard of the shops? He'll eat anything. And another thing, he's always going on about his wife and children, but do we ever see them at the River Cottage? No. Why? He's eating them, that's why. Hey, he got up one night, he was a bit peckish. Yes, I'll eat the wife on a bed of hay. What should I have for pudding? Yeah, a couple of puppies. Yeah, a couple of puppies on toast with a side order of wood shavings. Guess what he calls his cow?
I do occasionally call him Psycho.
There must be a better name than Psycho.
A name that came the other day when I was actually thinking about him was Trilby.
Yeah, Trilby the cow. What's wrong with a proper cow's name like Daisy or Ermintrude or Amanda Holden? Trilby, it's a hat. Trilby the cow, Homburg the sheep, and a pig called Bobble. Actually, there's a very good reason why he calls that cow Psycho. Here's a clip from next week's show. Talking of pets, this week on Jonathan Ross, Jonathan gave Ricky Gervais a kitten. Oh, what a creep. Hey? Does it all the time. Yeah, same week, Leslie Ash got a snake, and Dennis from EastEnders went home with one of the only 2 ospreys left in the country. Even the studio audience all get gerbils. Oh, yeah, he'll be on the phone now ordering a baby snow leopard for Russell Crowe. Well, Heartbeat's over. Hooray! And instead, we've got The Royal. The story of people getting ill in the 60s. This week, they were stalked by a huge owl.
Thanks for saving my bacon last night, staff nurse.
Yeah, meanwhile, on Holby, they had a similar problem with an elephant.
I thought you understood.
And one of their patients was admitted with a very rare disorder of tiny feet.
You others?
I don't know about you, but I was kind of hoping that Nurse Kelly might bump off Nana Moon while she was in hospital for a brain operation. Nana Moon. Is that a bandage, or are you going for a job at the Wimpy? I don't know where you... Who are you, Alfie? Where's Spencer? Where's Spencer? Where's your Kathleen? Where's your Kathleen, Alfie? It's all right, Mrs. Moon. Just hold nice and still. We'll just give you a little injection. Now, the thing is, Nana, either get better or die, because it's starting to get annoying. Britain's worst celebrity driver, and I didn't realise that Quentin Wilson had 1 white leg and 1 black leg. Has cuddly mop-top Melvin Bragg gone mad?
Banter, bubble, bully, cutting, shuffling, palming, and sham.
What's that?
Degradation, cubicularity, incompossibility, jobbernow, and opiniatory.
Yeah, Melvin, I think you need a holiday. Now, the American shows, they're big budget, they can really pull off a spectacular stunt. Take this off CSI. That's the Yanks. The equivalent over here would be this, from Emmerdale. you, Curly Whittingstall, going shopping. You know, love can blossom in even the most unlikely of places.
Michelle, I mean, forget the fact that I'm in the record business. As a fan, I love you.
Yes, Simon's fallen for Michelle. Ooh. Yes, it's Pop Idol. Well, Foxy was on form this week and managed to hold back from saying his favourite word, tad.
A touch of cheese, but hey, it's this one.
He almost managed a tad-free week, but he just let his mind wander.
You were into it, into the groove of the DISEO. OK. And I thought it ended up OK. A tad unbelievable, though, for me.
Oh! And Nikki was all she should be. A little bit saucy, a little bit mumsy, a bit like that younger auntie who would buy you pants for Christmas and give you a wink as she gave them to you. Well, you're probably like me. You feel you've got to know the Pop Idol judges pretty well over the weeks, but what do they get up to during their downtime?
Mummy, Daddy, can I go to the park? Can I go to the park?
Calm down, Foxy. If you carry on like this, you're going to be in real trouble this week. Why don't you go and play DJs?
Afternoon, all. Hello, son.
Where are you off to?
Oh, I'm off to Asda, me.
But it's 6:30 in the morning.
Well, I'm going to get the Easter eggs, you see. For Kylie. She's coming over this afternoon.
There, Pete. We've told you don't look after Kylie anymore.
But I've got this new song for her and Jason. Oh, I should be so lucky.
Hello, this is Foxy on the radio, and this is the new one from Beyonce, No. And we've got Beyonce here in the studio.
Foxy, open this door. Your dinner's ready. It's your favourite.
I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, my darling Michelle.
I can away with you. I told you, Simon, I can't keep seeing you like this. What Nicky finds out?
Simon, it's lunchtime.
OK, Gareth. Yes, I'll see you later.
Grape nuggets, my favourite. And I can make words with the alphabeti spaghetti.
Yeah, look, I can't stay long, because I'm going to record Hit Man in Her later with Michaela Strachan.
Oh, God. Not nuggets again.
Mum, how do you spell tad?
Hey, Simon, did I tell you I've discovered this great new talent that's going to light up the charts?
Oh, yes. Who's that?
Sonia.
Finished. Dad, can I go play swing ball?
Oh, for God's sake.
Go on, Simon. You know he loves it.
Oh, very well. Look, I'll be with you in a minute, all right?
There's never anything on the telly when you want it.
What the? Foxy! Not indoors!
Michelle.
Simon, I've changed my mind. I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Simon, who's that about
Michelle! What?
Nikki,
Nikki, Simon's got something he wants to tell you.
Oh, Sonia, there you are.
Simon.
BBC One have started their big drama, Charles II, on Sunday. Or the Brian May story, as I call it. Last month, ITV1 had Henry VIII, but which was best, Charles or Henry? There's only one way to find out. Fight! On the back of the neck. See you after the break.
And shout, let it all hang out, but you won't fool the children of the revolution.
Welcome back. And Rory McGrath turns up to the premiere of Love Actually. And it's grub up at River Cottage as Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall throws a dinner party. Quentin Wilson attempts to scotch those rumours. And clue to tiny chimney sweep found on the bill. Who says the bill isn't representative of life pounding the streets of 21st century Britain, facing often violent criminals?
I've told you how much I hate it.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to take you into custody. What? What are they putting in the water on EastEnders?
That was lovely.
Yeah, it's my favourite way to start the day.
Can't tell me you don't want it.
I'm married to Lynn.
Ugh, Gary, I preferred you when you used to sing with UB40. Sex rules.
This experience of finding an espresso sex has proved to me that I'm not just looking to have sex and then go. I'd like some sort of tie.
A tie or a badge, something. There was a survey out last week that said kids thought there was too much sex on television. What's wrong with kids today? They don't know they're born. All we had was bouquet of barbed wire and the high karate aftershave advert. Jenny Handley off Magpie. No, these days, there's no excuse for not being pregnant. Which brings us to Kids Eurovision. On Saturday, 2 hours of ITV primetime taken up with kids in full makeup singing in foreign languages. That's going to get the BBC on the run. Here's the Spanish entry. It's Foxy! But I'm sure, like me, you got a lump in your throat watching our own entry, Tom Morley, with his song for the world.
Singing songs of the Bambies, so people know it can be achieved. And so tonight I'll sing my song for the world.
You see, with Concord gone, it's all we've got left to be proud of. Kenyon Confronts is back with that show where he tries to get people to hit him.
You fixed horse races, and you've been doing it for years. Mr. Winkle, that's an assault. That's what a fiddling horse means. Please don't hit me. What's that fiddling?
Here he is undercover.
We went undercover on Britain's most important...
Undercover? In that scarf? But I've seen this format before, so I went to confront Kenyon over a possible theft.
Come on, this is a very serious accusation. Come on, hit me if you want.
Mr. Kenyon! Mr. Kenyon! You've stolen Roger Cook's idea, haven't you? Everyone knows that the Cook Report was doing this sort of show years ago. You've stolen his idea, haven't you? Please don't hit me! Take My Mother-in-Law, or Wife Swap, the new generation, as I call it, in which Kevin has to live with his mother-in-law, Kathy, for a week. And you're probably like me, you categorise people into groups according to their personalities.
I could have murdered her twice and still been out of prison.
We're knife people.
Yeah, knife people. Yeah. Two groups, knife people and gun people, yeah. A cutty or a shooty. Poor Kathy, she's trying her best. One day she decides it would be nice to go with the children on a family outing. But where do you go with kids? Thorpe Park, Chessington, World of Adventures...
I want to go and see the JFK Memorial.
The JFK Memorial, brilliant fun. It's a bit of a walk, but it's worth it when you get there.
Oh, this is wicked, man. Look at it.
Oh, that's a joke. Why do you think that is, then?
Then you read the sign. That said the John Kennedy Memorial is currently under repairs and is covered off.
Shame, because when it's open, you can spend hours there. What I particularly liked about Take My Mother-in-Law was their carrier tortoise, which introduced the end of part one. Send messages by tortoise. Takes a bit longer. Hang on, what's that tapping on my foot? Oh, look, it's the tortoise. Look, there's a message. Look, Gandhi dead. Yeah, as I say, it takes a bit longer, but... Staying with the bright lights, we have Theatre of Dreams, in which we follow the story of Lincoln Theatre Royal, and they've had all the greats.
Audiences here have witnessed many of the greats. Charlton Heston, Dame Judi Dench, Sir Derek Jacobi, and Sue Pollard have all graced us.
Yeah, all the greats, Sir Lord Olivier, Sir John Gielgud, Rhino from Gladiators. Holiday showdown. Now, this week, one family took the other family on a fancy cruise. Then that family returned the favour by taking them on a bus. Here's Jane Rushby preparing herself for a night on the captain's table.
Still got last night's makeup on, actually, for truth be known.
Yeah, she's slack, isn't she?
I know.
Yeah, the reason you're not looking any better is you're looking at yourself in a plain chocolate digestive. But aboard ship, there's plenty of time for quiet reflection. Like, what would Badil and Newman look like now if they'd stayed together? Wait a minute. What's that tapping at my foot? Oh, look, is it a carrier tortoise? No, what does it say? Please be my friend, love Jonathan Ross. Creep. Well, that's all we've got time for. And in the week of George Bush's visit with protest and unrest, I just wish I could leave you on a note of hope.
Hi, Harry.
It's Tom Morley, the UK's entry to Junior Eurovision.
So I became a star who tried so hard to move this world with our hearts.
Singing songs of so people know it can be achieved.
So tonight, sing my song for the world.
So tonight,
sing my song for the world.
Welcome to TV Burp. News just in, Michael Jackson finalises his legal team. Australian rugby team go back into training. Hey, look at them, the Australians. And the Royal Variety audience make one last stand. And with Christmas a month away, the soaps have been gearing up for the season of goodwill.
Listen, budgie features.
No, you listen, Mr. Face the Red. You look like you might pop.
Sneaky sneak. Sneaky slime ball. Sneaky grassing slime ball.
Telltale tit.
You have the morals of a hyena. You want me to go on? You stubborn, pig-headed, pathetic and stupid.
It even split over into some of the documentaries.
And the captain. That's a brandy cover.
Oi, he's a highly respected historian. In EastEnders now, Leslie Grantham has been away from the square for 14 years, and I get the idea he's a little out of practice. They're having to put his lines on the ceiling.
Where is he? I've got to part with all your grief without worrying about him and all.
How do you do this, then?
Well, there's a queue of blokes outside who would.
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to.
Big Den and Little Den masterminded a meticulously planned break-in.
So it's 8, 7, 8. 9, 8. 7, 9. Right, try it. Maybe that's a 6.
Yeah, there's a 6 or an 8 or a 10 or something. Don't matter too much as long as it's roughly, right? You know. And the biggest news on the square, Kate's got her first customers for the nail bar.
I'm going to nail bar for a polish if you fancy it. Oh, yeah, look, mine could do with a bit of work. Come then, my treat.
Hooray! Yes. Another couple of days like that, you'll have paid for the refurbishment. What's a nice way to refer to the woman you live with and the mother of your child?
I'll tell you, mate, it's a relief to be away from the phone. What that Laura Bird hassling me all the time.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
That Laura Bird. Charming. Elsewhere on the square, Lisa has decided that the best way to get baby Louise off Phil is through the courts.
Look, I've only just approached a solicitor.
And Mr. Mitchell strongly recommends you dispense with his services.
The courts usually favour the mother. You know that.
You only just worked that out? You're trying to get custody of your child. What do you do first? Well, you think, right, shoot the father. Yeah. If that doesn't work, you think, oh, steal the baby. Steal the baby. If that doesn't work, you run off to Portugal. If that doesn't work, you fake your own death by jumping off a cliff. Last resort, I suppose I'll have to contact a lawyer. Channel 4 showed us Brinksmat, the greatest heist. The greatest heist? But what about Eddie on Emmerdale? If your head's too big for one stocking, put on a pair. What are the chances of that happening, eh? Oh.
Don't panic, Eddie. Just take the tights off.
Oh, we can't get them off. Oh. So that's why they call them tights. Eddie's never been the luckiest criminal. Here's one of his earlier heists. Mersey beats back. Yeah, it's like the bill for Scousers. It plays Brookside to the Bills Corrie. Who says it's difficult to get the fuzz to take any crime seriously?
A red Peugeot, Romeo 167, Hotel Uniform Alpha, over. Leaving. Probably a nosebleed.
Yeah, blood all over the seats of an abandoned car. That's probably a nosebleed. Body in the river, that's probably a migraine. Where do you go in Liverpool for a night out? I mean, in the old days, it was the Cavern or the Blue Angel, but now...
Who's going from here?
Me, Tiger and Bill.
Oh, it's not exactly Atomic Kitten.
Who?
Why don't you go to Shingles?
It's a Shingles night. You're calling up Shingles? Nah, it's dead quiet there on a Monday. I'm going up the asthma. The asthma? Cromwich we'll use. What about arthritis? That's good. You're kidding, aren't you? I tell you what we'll do. We'll go down happy-hearted arthritis, we'll go to Shingles, then the asthma, then last orders at haemophiliacs. No, I like Shingles because of the karaoke.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among those stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter or Mars. In other words, okay. Sit down, police!
Oh, there's a fight. Nah, it's probably a dose of Shingles. One advantage Mersey Beats got over the bill is they've got a revolving restaurant back at the station.
Life too short to go. I want to go over the plans for tonight. Sandy, how do you think? When it comes through the strike now, you can't.
Ever wonder what that accent would sound like on low batteries?
It won't help me tomorrow because I'm not going to be there.
Well, there don't seem to be any decent public warnings about, do there? You know, I used to like the old ones, like this one from the 1970s.
A year or so ago, Mr. and Mrs. Arnold Finney lined their kitchen ceiling with polystyrene tiles. How nice, how safe, too. Until they added a fine coat of gloss paint. How dangerous. No. Polystyrene tiles are safe. Gloss paint is safe. But together, they are a very serious fire hazard.
Yes. Warning, do not paint polystyrene tiles with gloss paint. See, I like that because it's very specific. You don't seem to get those specific warnings anymore, do you? Just these general ones. You know, wear a seatbelt, fit a smoke alarm. That's why we've made some slightly more specific warnings for those tricky situations you might find yourself in. Back from the pub and fancy a boil-in-the-bag dinner? Seems like a nice, tasty idea. But wait, is that a cat flap? Those boil-in-the-bag dinners can be difficult to open. And if you're half cut, even more so. And as Kitty smells the fresh cod, look out! Don't be a fool. Don't boil cod half cut in a room with a cat flap. Catching up with the Osborns, and it's almost as if they were never away.
You know why? You're not. We would never let you go. Oh, forget it.
Good old Ozzy. He's rather easily distracted, though.
Shut up, man. I'm trying to talk you me off now. I read Ferrari.
Yeah. As I was saying, oh, red Ferrari. Holiday showdown, and last week we had a fat family swapping with a thin family.
I think it would be really interesting to go with a family that isn't necessarily into the same kind of things that you are and spend a period of time with them and see it through their eyes.
Just shows you how wrong you can be, love. As part of their holiday, the larger family decided to renew their wedding vows. I don't know about you, but I don't recognise these vows.
I will always love and honour you.
I will always love and honour you.
I will respect you and keep you.
I will respect you and keep you.
I will never leave you.
I will never leave you.
I thank you for being my husband.
I thank you for being
She's making it up as she goes along.
I thank you for the years of love and joy
that we have spent together.
That we have spent together.
I promise.
I promise.
My continued love to you.
My continued love to you.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
You're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
You're my husband.
You're my husband.
And I love you.
And I love you.
But the thin family entered into the spirit of the thing.
To another 11 years for...
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, give them another 11 years. The 22-year itch. Here's an idea to liven up your lunch.
God is great, God is good, and we thank you for our food. We're gonna thank you morning, noon and night. We're gonna thank you, Lord, for our sight. Amen, amen, amen.
Yeah! Grace around the clock. Yes, stick prayers into different tunes. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses. As we forgive those who trespass against us, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen! Which leads us to Pop Idol. And this week, Foxy had a tad-free week. Hey! We know you're watching us, Foxy. But he couldn't help having a little dig at Chris's glasses.
I think the glasses suit you, and you should not worry about wearing them because they suit you, and there are some lovely glasses out there, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, you'd know all about that, Foxy. Time now for the second instalment of our regular soap, At Home with the Pop Idol judges. I love you, I love you, I love you, my darling Michelle.
Nikki, Simon's got something he wants to tell you.
Well, Simon?
Michelle's come round for some extra tuition, some singing lessons. Come on in, Michelle. Go on up to my office.
I think that's a really, really good idea, because I think we've seen a bit of Michelle, but I think there's a lot more of the real Michelle we could see.
Michelle, we'll start with Wind Beneath My Wings.
Right then, I'll be off myself.
Where are you going, Pete?
I've got tickets to see Mark Bolan at the Frimsby Park Empire.
That's a dry cleaning ticket. The Mark Bolan's been dead for years. Pete, you're waiting Foxy. He's having his nap.
And it's Foxy on his big Harley-Davidson bike, and here come the drug dealers and...
Foxy, have you done your chores?
Oh, Mum.
No chores, no pocket money.
Oh, Michelle, at last we're alone.
You don't get to touch nothing until you've had a wee word with Nicky there.
Oh, come on.
No! You wee sassinack.
I can't tell her. It'll break her heart.
Well, you don't bother about doing that every week on Pop Idol, do yous?
Oh, all right, I'll tell her.
Hello? Hello? You stupid thing.
Hello, Grandad.
Hello, kid. This phone's faulty. I'm trying to contact ABBA.
Don't be silly, Grandad. That's the remote control off the telly.
Hello? 2 pairs of sausages, please.
It's a monster! It's a monster!
Thanks very much. You did really, really well. And I think you'll be coming back tomorrow.
Listen, I've got something I've got to tell you. Look, it's not easy for me.
Well? Kim! Nicky! Kim! Michelle!
Simon.
Nicky.
Simon.
Kim.
Simon.
Michelle.
Well, it was great to see England win the Rugby World Cup. I didn't really see it. I'm only pretending to get in with everyone. With old Johnny Wilkinson kicking the ball up, or whatever it is. Put me in mind of Jeff Hurst scoring all those lovely goals in the World Cup of 1966. But who's best, Johnny Wilkinson or Jeff Hurst? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Go on, Johnny. Go on. You may be a fan of avant-garde fashion, and yes, that meat suit does look nice and will hide your wooden leg admirably. And a trip to the safari park in an old car on an overcast day, why not? Think you might like some music? Think again. It's an old car, remember, and overcast. You'll need the heater on, and no doubt the windscreen wipers. Turn the radio on and, oh dear, the battery is as flat as a pancake. The wooden leg makes clutch control slightly more difficult. And before you know it, you've stalled and are out round the back trying to push start. In a meat suit, in a safari park. Think once, think twice, think when visiting a safari park with a wooden leg and wearing a meat suit in an old car in the rain, don't have the radio on. Welcome back. Madame Tussauds put the finishing touches to their model of Rory McGrath. We tracked down Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall's kids. And on Time Watch's investigation into the Piltdown Man, scientists made an important discovery. They found Blakey's skull.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you butler. Yeah. Get them buses out.
But what do you do when you first start on an archaeological dig? You bludgeon a giant goose to death with a pickaxe. It's lucky. The Piltdown Man, thought at the time to be the earliest Englishman.
The missing link between apes and modern humans is he's not African, he's not German, he's not French, he's British, and he comes from the home counties.
Yes, from that ancient skull, we can get an idea of what that first Englishman actually looked like. When they said Piltdown Man, they actually meant Pete Waterman. Hold me now, and serial killer Nurse Kelly's still roaming the wards.
Excuse me, sorry. Any sign? Drew Gilmore? No, I couldn't see him. I have to call the police. I want to speak to him again.
There's one behind you, look! $1 million babes now, or oxygen thieves, as I like to call them. They're successful businesswomen making it in London's nightclub scene. They're loaded, like the Queen's Tupperware salesman. Here's Samantha.
You're 8.5 months pregnant, you've got a bad hip, you've got a bad leg, you've got a throat infection and a cold. I don't quite think you should be coming.
Yeah, bad hip, bad leg, got a throat infection and a cold. Yeah, the club you want, shingles, mate, all right. Corrie now, and there are a couple of old faces back on the street, Liz McDonald and Bet Lynch. And they took the opportunity to discuss their career options.
I should have stayed in Coronation Street.
Yeah, you've had plenty of work since. Jim McDonald's back, and he's blarneyed up to the max.
But I need to get to Blackpool, so do. She's been away 3.5 hours, so she has. Yeah, that'll be good, so it would. She doesn't like me, so she doesn't.
And you're probably wondering what happens next. Well, Jim goes to visit Steve, so he does, and Karen's not happy, so she's not. Then the police come round, so they do, but they don't find him, so they don't. Meanwhile, Liz is up in Blackpool, so she is. She bumps into Bet and Fred Elliott, so she does. I say, so she does. Bet meets an old friend, so she does. I say, so she does. And he asks her to marry him, so he does. I say, so he does. So she says, yes, so she does, so she does. I say, so she does, so she does, so she does. And as I'm watching it, so I am, I'm thinking, this is ridiculous, so it is. I say, so it is. I thought, shall I turn it off? So I did. Jim, Liz, Bet, and there was another old face back as well. Cousin It, off the Addams Family. The only... Now, the Royal, our weekly walk down the memory lane of ill health. And you think you have to wait a long time for an ambulance these days?
If you'd care to bring Mrs. Smith here in your car, Dr. Wetherell, I'll order an ambulance for June.
The attention to detail is immaculate, set in the 60s as it is, so it's even down to the walk. You know, that walk we all used to do.
The minute you let him out of this place, it'll be as if nothing ever happened.
Really?
And there'll be nothing I can do to make him talk about it because we've got the
See, they only have 60s music on the Royal, and the sister has very strong views about any other era. I mean, disco's out of the question.
Explain my views about chic on the wards to Nurse Beaumont, would you please, sister?
Le freak, c'est chic. And finally, just one last clip from the bill.
Don't you think you ought to respect her views?
And you reckon she's thinking straight right now, do you? In management, more damage is done through indecision and misplaced kindness than taking control.
Yeah, and I'm sure Hitler said the same thing.
Yeah, just the sort of thing Hitler used to say. In management, more damage is done through indecision and misplaced kindness and taking control. That was during Hitler's long-forgotten period in middle management. Yeah, when he worked in an office. Well, that's all we've got time for. Oh, I've got such a terrible headache's just come on.
What seems to be the problem, Harry?
Oh, Nurse Kelly, I just got this terrible headache just come on.
Headache?
Yeah.
I've got just the thing. Try these.
Oh, paracetamol? How many of those should I be taking?
All of them. And if you find them difficult to swallow, wash them down with a bit of this.
She keeps them away and shunned on in a pretty cabinet.
Let them eat cake, she says.
Just like Marie Antoinette.
A built-in a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy.
And anytime an invitation you can decline.
Ooh, caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette.
Extraordinarily nice.
She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price.
Insatiable in appetite.
You're the queen.
If I make people laugh along the way, so sue me. I do it so people will go, there goes Adolf Hitler. I must remember to thank him.
Good evening, and welcome to TV Burp. On the set of EastEnders, Jesse Wallace parks up. Cheers! And on Pop Idol, a Q forms outside Deck's dressing room. Well, Judge John Deeds is back. Hey! Yes, the day-to-day story of judging. Featuring Martin Shaw. Here he is in action.
Under the 1964 Act, if there is any doubt as to a defendant's fitness to plead, and I'm prepared to give Mr. Brooklands the benefit of the doubt.
But of course, what a lot of us remember Martin Shaw for is The Professionals. He's older now, but he's still pretty fit. Here he is on his way home from court. Well, it's nearly Christmas. It's almost as if things start to come alive. Like this talking car in the Royal.
Thank goodness you're here. I went out to do something rather lilacs.
And a talking organ in Emmerdale.
Sorry we're late. Please carry on.
Now we know what held him up.
ITV have finally got on the nostalgia bandwagon with 70s Mania, their tribute to BBC Two. I was watching it on Saturday night, and there was a very young David Essex.
Hold me close, don't let me go. Oh no, you see
I suddenly realised where I'd seen him before. It's Dev from Coronation Street. And I'm a bit annoyed this week because I've lost a sock. Yeah, a black one and all. I can't think what's happened to it.
What's going to happen is it...
Hey! That's my sock! Yes, it's How Clean Is Your House? And this week we were introduced to Special Agent Maggot.
The female of the species lays up to 200 eggs at a time in the sticky mass, and these eggs
But it's okay, you can't get one past Kim. She's got eyes in the back of her head, look. Kim and Aggie gave out a right telling off this week.
You're washing up the stirrups in the kitchen sink with the dishcloth.
Well, you said it wasn't hygienic to put them in the dishwasher, so this seemed the most obvious place.
Oh, my God, I can't believe this. You need to do all that outside. The average dishcloth contains 1 million times as many bacteria as the average toilet seat.
You see, if you do get a fly in your front room, lovey, use fly spray, lovey, or a swat, lovey. Otherwise, you can make a terrible mess. Isn't it strange how people end up looking like their landscape paintings, though, eh? Yes, it's the bill. And it's been very much Mark Fowler's week, or Gabriel Kent, as he's now known. Here he is, being discussed by his superior officer.
I found Gabriel's application on his personnel file. Sun Hill was his first choice.
Well, maybe he's got family or friends in the area.
Oh, maybe he wanted to be in the bill. That's where they film it, isn't it? Although he's the new boy, he's got some quite outspoken views about the plot lines in the bill.
There's only so many ways to describe the same thing.
They came up with a real humdinger this week. It all started with some surprise news regarding Gabriel.
Gabriel's got reason to be here, all right. Take a look at his birth certificate. Gabriel Kent's only his adopted name.
Robert Ackland. Ackland.
He's June Ackland's son.
I need a drink. I don't know about you.
You need a drink? The thing is, he knows, but she doesn't.
I deserve better. I don't need you. I want you.
Which brings us to our TV lowlight of the week.
TV lowlight of the week.
Gabriel gets off with his mum.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
It's only dinner.
Whose sick idea was this? Getting off with your mum? How does it progress from there? The kiss, and then she says, do you fancy a little more? And he says, you haven't got a rusk, mum, have you? What if they end up in bed? God forbid, right? At least you better help him get dressed in the morning. And what if they were to marry and have kids? That would make his mum his sister and his father his brother and...
He's his own grandpa. He's his own grandpa.
All this, and yet earlier, he put in for a transfer from Sun Hill. What were his reasons? Yes, well, we've managed to salvage his transfer letter from the Sun Hill bins. Let's have a look. It says, I came to Sun Hill in the hope that I might get my leg over on my mum. Since that hasn't happened yet, I feel compelled to apply for a transfer. Getting off with your mum, it's the last taboo left on the soaps, isn't it? We've had the gay kiss, rape, serial killers, paedophilia. Well, nearly the last. Here's a clip from next week's Hollyoaks. Well, look at the size of the portions in the Bill canteen. 10 chips, 1 sausage served on a saucer. Kids' portions. Why? They're all going out with their mums, that's why. So, there's incest on the bill, there's sea rescue and sudden death on Corrie, Phil's banged up for armed robbery on EastEnders, which leaves this dramatic storyline on Emmerdale.
Everything all right?
Well, not really, no. There's a pigeon in my bedroom. I don't know how I got in there this time.
Country people, country ways. The other big story, Emily's developed a cold. And Marlon was ostracised from the Dingle clan by a specially convened court. Now, with any courtroom drama, it's important to get every last detail of costume and jargon to make it convincing. Judge John Deeds have pulled it off perfectly.
The functioning of justice in this country is entirely dependent upon the impartiality of the judiciary. As Lord Bingham pointed out in Lochaber, All England Reports 2000, Volume 1, page 69.
Let's see how they got on in Emmerdale.
Do we find the defendant innocent or guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty.
I don't know.
You can't vote, you've only just got it.
Oh, long live democracy.
Guilty. That's unanimous, then.
Yeah, it was pretty close. But, you know, if I'm going to be picky, the defence should not be sitting with the judge, and really the accused does have the right to change his lawyer.
Talk
Tortoises and chickens. That's the limit of your expertise.
Yeah, and he'd know all about tortoises, wouldn't he? He is one. I can't get the image of Gabriel kissing his mum out of my mind. At least there's nothing like that on Emmerdale. No! The whole world's gone sex mad! But I wouldn't want to be in this bed when the fire alarm goes off. And it's likely to go off because look what Katie and Andy have got planned.
Well, I can't stop long because I've got a party to organise.
What party?
We're having an indoor barbecue.
Indoor barbecue? I think you'll find that's called setting fire to your house. Casualty now and a welcome return for Tony Slattery. But his character was in rather poor shape.
Constantly struggling for breath, unable to feed yourself, wash yourself, or even have a pee without someone to help. You can barely manage a whole sentence without going blue in the face.
Does he get depressed?
What do you think? Oh, he's having a ball. Every day's a holiday. And how do you react to being told a relative has cancer?
I'm visiting my father. He's got cancer.
Sorry.
Cancer, you say? You got a lie? Meanwhile, on Merseybeat, there's been another major crime incident.
Reported theft at JJ's mini market. Another school kid nicking from the shelves. JJ's not happy.
When is he ever? What was taken?
Frozen pizza and a bag of chips. Over.
Cancel or leave. One frozen pizza and a bag of chips. That'd keep the boys at Sunhill going for a week. I don't know if you saw Merseybeat this week, but they had a special guest.
Received it in the clear.
It's that bloke off the Halifax advert. Extra, extra, you're my extra. Hi, I'm Linda Barker. I like me, and I think you'll like me too. Which brings us to Pop Idol. This week, Foxy treated us to some of his jokes.
It's Foxy's Jokes.
You're the yummy brummy. I don't know what you know. The vicar just got slicker.
It's Foxy's Jokes.
All right. Yeah, all right, calm down. Yeah. Enough! We've got his workings out for his little jokes here. There we are. Chris, Vicar just got slicker. Mark, Brummy, yummy. Michelle, he had one from Michelle. The Scot with a lot was one he could have done. Sam, he's got spiky hair and a face like a pear. And there's a little thing at the bottom. Note to self, don't say Tad. Don't say Tad this week. Well, that brings us neatly to this week's episode of At Home with the Pop Idol judges.
Kim, Nikki, Kim, Michelle, Simon,
Nikki,
Simon,
Kim,
Simon,
Michelle.
Well, Simon.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
No, no.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
No, no.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
No, no.
I look and stare so deep into your eyes, touching you more and more every time.
When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling and my pride is the one to blame.
Because I know I don't understand just how you love you doing no one else can.
Got me looking so crazy right now. 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 Got me hoping you page me right now. Got me hoping you save me right now.
Looking so crazy in love. Got me looking so crazy in love.
You're
gung-ho, yo, no, when the flow is low down. Young B, and the ROC. Oh, gee, big homie, the one and only. Stick bony, but the pocket is fat like Tono. Soprano, the rock handle like Van Axel. Or shake phonies, man, you can't get next to the genuine article. I do not sing, no, or sling, no. If anything, I bling, yo.
Got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Got me hoping you save me right now.
Looking so crazy alive, got me looking so crazy alive.
Nicky, Simon, you better come quickly. It's Foxy.
I feel a tad evil.
Now, in Coronation Street, Kieran is due to marry Sunita. Now, he's a Roman Catholic, she's a Hindu, and that's causing a little bit of friction. So which is best, the Holy Roman Church or Hinduism? There's only one way to find out. Go on, Your Holiness! See you after the break.
Hello, I'm Linda Barker. I wouldn't be seen dead with any of this old tat, but it'll do for the likes of you.
Welcome back. Celebrity Dog School and Julian Clary's dog's been picked on back at the kennels. Rick Waller confirmed in Panto. And we have the latest on that indoor barbecue in Emmerdale. I don't know about you, but I find myself looking at the TV schedules and thinking, if only there was another program about people having plastic surgery. So imagine my excitement when I came upon The Bottom Line, the story of people having plastic surgery on their bottoms.
Our third contender is 25-year-old Virginia Nolan, who's hoping to lose half a stone from her bottom in a day's time.
Lose half a stone from her bottom? OK, take this down. The Balti House, number 4, Tooting Broadway. Ask for the seafood special. No, of course not. She pays a surgeon to suck huge lumps off her ass. And just look at the results.
It's 2 days before the opening night of the play, and her bottom has responded well to the treatments.
I've gone down from sort of a good size 20 down to I can easily get into 18.
Black is so slimming, though, isn't it? You sure he wasn't pumping it in? Check on the sucker, love. Was it on suck or blow? Is it me, or has the whole of TV gone gay? First up, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, in which straight people are advised on their presentation from a gay perspective.
When your body hair gets too crazy, it sort of overpowers your definition. And if you just trim down your chest hair a little bit, you actually look a little bit more defined than you actually are. Are you getting excited? His nipples are hard. Look, does that feel good?
Yeah, I want to be a manscaped gardener when I grow up. Then there was Straight Dates by Gay Mates, in which a couple of gay guys pick a guy for a straight girl.
This tape will give us our first glimpse of this week's single girl.
She's cute. She's kind of got that girly, kind of very Britney vibe happening.
I'm very bubbly and lively.
Bubbly, yeah. What bloke ever had on his list of things he's looking for in a woman, bubbly? Another word for bubbly, annoying. So Bubbly Vicky, she goes out on dates with 2 different guys, and what was her highlight?
You've had 2 amazing dates with 2 really hot guys. I hope you've had fun hanging with us.
Had a fantastic time.
So what's been the highlight?
Probably both dates.
All of it, yeah. The bit I liked most was all of it. Gay makeover shows, it's the new big thing because we all know that gay men look great. Gay men have great dress sense. Take that bunch off Jonathan Ross.
It's my house band. 4 puffs and a piano, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a minute, they always wear a T-shirt with a face on it. Corrie now, and ever since that gay kiss, Sarah won't let him forget about it.
Come on, Brenda.
QB, my one son.
Nick Tilsley took his mum Gail out to dinner. They got on fine despite the generation gap.
How do the women compare here to Canada?
And on the conveyor belt tonight, 3 glasses, 2 bottles of wine. Fondue set. Jim McDonald set off to Ireland in a boat, so he did. But don't worry about him. He knows what he's doing, so he does. He's got a secret in his past.
He knows boats. He knows the coast of Ireland. He used to go out with fishermen when he was a lad.
There's another one. Captain Birdseye for the straight guy. But the language on EastEnders these days.
I was going to come and join us, Mo. I've been busy all night. Oh, broomsticks.
Steady on. There could be young children watching. They go to school the next day, they use a word like that, they get laughed out the playground. Oh, broomsticks. I've spilt the blessed drinks. What a proper Charlie I am. They're just as bad on Casualty.
Oh, flaming toilet bag.
And after last week's brief, busy period when Kate had 2 customers, the bad news is the nail bar has hit a slow patch.
No customers? Shame. No customers, no friends. Must be very lonely.
The thing is, despite the fact that her existing nail bar is struggling, Kate's got plans to expand.
Sam's going to be running Phil's businesses into the ground, and I'm going to be buying them, expanding the snooker hall, the archers. And then when Phil finally drags his miserable carcass out of jail, he's going to come back here to find that I've turned the Vic into the biggest nail bar in the country.
Have you gone raving mad, woman? No one's coming to the nail bar you've got. Don't you understand? Albert Square doesn't need a bigger nail bar. There's no business for 1 nail bar, let alone 2. No one wants their nails done. Let's run through them, shall we? Pauline, right, doesn't want her nails done. Lynn doesn't want her nails done. Laura doesn't want her nails done. Doc Cotton doesn't want her nails done. Big Mo doesn't want her nails done. Yolandi doesn't want her nails done. Cat and Little Mo, they had their nails done last week. Peggy Mitchell, she's in South America. Kate Mitchell, that's you. You run the nail bar. There just isn't the manicurial demand for an additional nail bar complex. And for my next trick, I will turn Alfie Moon into Dirty Den.
Excuse me a second, I want you down.
All right.
Well, that's all we've got time for. Hello! It's 4 puffs and a piano off Jonathan Ross.
Hi. Hello, darling.
What do you want?
Well, we've come to give you a makeover. Now, let's see. You've got to look
I've had relations with girls from many nations. I've made passes and women of all classes. And just because you're gay, I won't turn you away. Sexuality, strong and warm and wild and free. Sexuality, your laws do not apply to me. Sexuality.
Hi, I'm Linda Barker.
TV Burp, drama at the England rugby team parade when pop idol's Michelle hitches a lift. Jessie Wallace enjoys a quiet lunch. And we ask, was Miss World adopted, as we track down Christa Berg's other daughter? Here, what planet is Kilroy on?
You won't have sex with your partner because you hate the way you look?
No.
Your mother's in a care home and she's being drugged to keep her quiet for the convenience of the staff?
No.
Your daughter's at the altar. She's just about to get married. And you threw black ink all over her dress.
I never touched her. Holby and naughty nurse Kelly, the serial killer, went up a gear this week. She smothered her mum and then stabbed a superior. It's getting more and more bloodthirsty every week. The hospital's being kept busy just from the staff attacking each other. Next week, it gets even more dramatic. Here's a sneak preview. Mum told me to do it! Coronation Street now, and Kieran's bending over backwards to make this wedding to Sunita work.
I'll understand if you want to postpone the wedding.
What?
Give you time to sort out things with your family, and I'll brush up on my Hindi.
Oh, Vinda Joya, Joya, Gopala Joya, Joya, so it is. Brush up on your Hindi? If you're making a list of things to brush up on, your Hindi should be at least third after your English and your acting. How clean is your house now? Look at this tip.
Leon Raff is a rocker whose house is a bit of a shocker.
And I've heard some excuses in my time, but really.
As far as cleaning is concerned, I've been unlucky with vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, pretty bad unlucky with it. You don't need a vacuum cleaner, Mush. You need a bucket and spade for that lot. The only way to clean that house would be to burn it to the ground, then napalm the stumps. Strip it back to clean earth. Look at him.
Could be a 24-hour party paradise, really, couldn't it?
Where have we seen him before? He's one of the Seven Dwarfs. Dopey, grumpy, happy and filthy. But how do you make a place smell better?
Now, the old favourite aftershave, dear. On a winter night, the radiators are on, you see, so the fragrance comes out with the heat. I pour a lot on my hand, lovey, and I put it all down here, along here.
Yeah, rub a little brute into the radiators, lovey. That'll bring the birds in.
But you imagine lying here with a rock chick, you know.
Yeah.
And she loves the aftershave and...
It's got to be a night of passion, hasn't it?
Aftershave on the radiators, bar of soap in the oven and a couple of Airwick solids under the grill. Oh, you'll be knee-deep in rock chicks. $1 Million Babes. Now, I find this show uplifting because I think no matter how bad it gets, I can never sink as low as these trollops. What was the clever wheeze to make money this week?
We've all got to kind of run around being dogs, but not on hands and knees because it's demeaning.
Pretend to be dogs, yeah. Not on all fours, though. Might be demeaning. I must say I admire the dignity with which she pulled off this display.
Turns out she isn't needed by the director in the decision-making process, and all she has to do is trot around like everyone else.
Makes you proud, doesn't it? The changing of the guard. Saturday night, and the BBC treated us to 1.5 hours of Rolf Harris. Imagine you're a Martian landing on Earth for the first time. You turn on the telly and get this. An Australian man who's lived over here for 50 years singing Time with Kangaroo Down Sport in Russian. OK, we don't need to develop any more weapons. We found it. And what did Rolf do afterwards?
Perhaps he'll abandon the project when he finds nobody's willing to speak to him.
I don't know what you're
He dropped into Emmerdale for tea. And the big story in all the papers around Emmerdale is... local sisters. Big news. Sisters that are local. Of course not. You see, the thing with these rural places where not much is going on, they spread the story over a couple of days to make the most of it. So day one, local sisters, right? On mission. Day two, day three, to produce enormous cakes, and here they are. Look at the size of those two. Imagine the migraine after noshing that lot down. All you need is a knife and fork and 3 spare hours. Isn't it strange how people end up looking like their walls, though?
The tank was half full, even though the engine was still running.
I'm going to show you now how to build a house of cards. Tell you what, he's a scary bloke, that Eric Pollard, isn't he?
You disgust me.
No.
But to think that yesterday I really felt sorry for you. I was so close to giving you another chance. But not now, Gloria. Not ever.
But what is the hardest substance known to man?
Hey, Zach, what are you doing? Oh, Zach, don't be such a brute!
Ballet shoes!
Yeah, well, he might have to buy his way to your affections, but he's not buying my daughter!
Yeah, it goes diamonds, tungsten carbide, then ballet shoes. Every year, huge numbers of ballet shoes are buried in landfill sites because they're impossible to destroy. And with Emmerdale being behind EastEnders in the ratings, they've started to copy them. In the Queen Vic, they've got a bust of Queen Victoria on the bar. So in Emmerdale, they've now got a bust of landlady Diane on their bar.
I'm not just a sex object.
You know when there's someone at the door and you've got a dog, straight away the dog's up and to the door, isn't he? But most of the time, it's not for him, is it? He has to go and sit back down. Now, most dogs, they never seem to work this out. Except this one, look.
It won't be for me, will it? It's never one of my dog friends. It's always for humans.
Yeah, and the reason they don't do subtitles in Emmerdale, they prefer to cover it with sign language.
I'm not telling somebody I don't know. How embarrassing would that be?
There's always the old magic tablets.
Hello? Hello? Maybe I'm 90.
They also do provide simultaneous translation for any babies watching.
Now, I know, Zoe, but that must be really hard to swallow. With a lovely brother carefully planning to commit suicide. You stop it! Days! Weeks, maybe. And he didn't tell you.
Your father was sexually abusing you when you were 34?
Jungle Canopy World now on BBC One with new girl Charlotte Erlenburg.
Although the trees reoccupy the beaches, it's the rivers that are really in control. They're always on the move, meandering in giant loops across the floodplain.
Wait a minute, I've seen that footage before somewhere. It's Emmerdale. Now it's EastEnders. Charlotte gave us all sorts of new information.
Think of a jungle and you think trees. They're the essential ingredient.
Tell us something we don't know. But you can't help enjoying Charlotte's wide-eyed fun.
Just look at the sheer size of those trees. And there are millions down there, as far as I can see in every direction.
We're in the sky. Look, everyone looks like ants. Oh, they are ants. They're trying to make natural history look sexy. Just take a look at some of the outfits.
It's the wettest kind of forest there is.
What do you wear in the rainforest? Flares and a T-shirt. Charlotte is wearing a sarong from Debenhams and a top from Asda. That's far enough. It's like a fashion parade.
Tree. Monkey. Bird. Poor old David Attenborough's had to try and keep up. Here he is, look. Who's that newsreader? You know the one.
I'm standing here, yeah, and the fellow who got knocked down, he's over there. And I'm like to myself, he looks like the fellow who reads the news. You know, the one with the teeth?
You know, the one with the teeth. Was it Hugh Edwards? That's right. Now, if the Bill is the Marks and Spencer of cop shows, then Merseybeat is the Lidl. And I can't help thinking that Jim Alton is being a touch lazy.
Natalie, do us a favour. There's a car out front, flash jobby. Check the tax on it for us, will you? So.
Yeah, this week, I'm only going to solve crimes I can see from me window. Pop Idol now. You know, I'm almost getting nostalgic for the likes of Brendan.
He's gotta be so macho, big and strong, enough to turn her on. How much is that doggy in the window?
Bring back the nutters, I say. Get them all together and release a Christmas single. I'd buy it. But this week, Ant and Dec did do a very funny sketch where the Pop Idol judges were all at home together. I wonder where they got that idea from. Which brings us to our regular feature, At Home with the Pop Idol judges.
I feel a tad evil.
It's probably just something he's eaten. Listen, I better get on with my project. My project is all but finished. Pete?
Yes, master.
Connect these cables to the TV aerial.
Yes, master.
I've taken the good looks of Suzanne, the voice of Michelle, and the cheekiness of Sam to create the ultimate pop idol. It will then release Unchained Melody into the charts, and I will have my Christmas #1.
It is done, master.
Right. Let my pop idol live.
Hello, Simon.
Brendan?
I seek revenge.
But it can't be.
He's gotta be so macho, big and strong, so macho. He's gotta have big to
Record of the Year on Saturday, hosted by Cat Deeley, and it turns out the song of the year is Mandy, sung by Westlife. The only thing is, no, it isn't. Did you see the all-new Top of the Pops?
Good evening and welcome to all new Top of the Pops live from London. Here's what's on tonight's show.
Now, 2 points. 1, who's he? And 2, what's wrong with the old Top of the Pops? This week we were given another opportunity of voting for which one of Posh Spice's new songs we wanted her to sing next week. How about neither of them? What's the number you have to ring for that? Which is better, new Top of the Pops or old Top of the Pops? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the break. Go on!
Jim Brannan on EastEnders lands plum roll in new Harry Potter flick. It's Dobby the house elf. What do you cook as a nice romantic dinner for the woman you love?
Oh, look, you've even done me a little candle.
Yep. All right, what it says.
All right,
Say it with spaghetti. But obviously, if it's for little Mo, get the large typeface alphabetic spaghetti because she's a bit,
I'll be right with you.
That's lovely.
Oh.
You like dynamite?
Well, I got this instead.
Betty. The cat's done a whoopsie in the spaghetti. Yeah, so the last thing you'd expect her to be good at is a crossword. She's been doing the same crossword since 1975. She's been doing it for so long, one of the clues is the name of the current Prime Minister. By the time she's worked it out, he's changed. Big breakthrough this week, though. She worked out one of the clues.
Cowboy sleeping up with mafia connection gives Spooner a well-loved British comedian.
Well, mafia's the mob, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the mafia's the mob, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and cowboy sleeping thing must be a bunkhouse.
Yeah, cowboy sleeping thing's a bunkhouse, yeah. A mob bunkhouse. A comedian, mob bunkhouse. No, I can't see it.
Bunkhouse. That's it. It's Bob Monkhouse.
It's fantastic.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Oh, dear. Let's have a look at some of the other clues. Right, what's this? 2 down. Tool for cutting down a wild pig gets jiggled up with a thing that blows in a plug with an extra R, makes a comedian. Right. A tool for cutting down a wild pig. That's a bore scythe, obviously. That's a bore scythe. Thing that blows in a plug, that's a fuse. An extra R, frues a bore scythe. Yeah, no, it's no use. The story of Derek meeting up with his long-lost daughter continues. And I was wondering why she never married.
Where does Mary live?
She's got a house over in Lambeth.
Married?
No, I think the job got in the way there. She's a teacher.
Yeah, job got in the way, yeah. Very anti-social hours, teaching. Sorry, I'd love to come on a day, but I don't finish work till 3:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, I'd love to spend more time with you, but I only get 3 months holiday a year. Now, I know you're all desperate to know the latest on the nail bar. Well, Kate remains positive.
If you must know, I decided to stay here, sort my life out. I think it's going to be best if I moved on.
You're going to need a lift out of Wolford?
Who said anything about moving out of Wolford? I've got a life here and a nail bar.
No one can take that off you, except the bailiffs. And so straight away, Kate decides to expand and take on new staff to cope with the demand. How do you recruit highly trained manicurists? Put an advert in the mini-mart. Just to make sure it stands out, highlight a pen on the top bit. How much is there to know about nails, anyway?
Hello, I'm Kate Mitchell, and today we're going to learn how to put nail varnish on a nail. First, you take the lid off the nail varnish. Now inside, you'll find a little brush. We're going to use this to put the varnish on with, like this, look. Put the varnish on the nail with the little brush. Trying not to get it on the fingers. Do long ways painting, like this, and not side to side. Just that little neatness. Next week, I'll show you how to get it off.
Yeah. It's a highly specialised job, so before taking on staff, you would need to subject them to a rigorous interview procedure.
What do you think you can bring to the job?
Well, I like working with people. I mean, well, you know, women like to talk about their problems when they're having their nails done, and living in my house, I think I've seen every problem under the sun.
Then you start now?
Ever done it before? No? Can you start now? They did have one celebrity customer, though.
Gloves on. Georgina gets to work on Brendan's feet.
Bring back Brendan! Yes, it was Brendan dropping in on Channel 4's The Salon, the day-to-day story of people having their hair done. Brendan's just one of the many A-list celebrities who've dropped by for a treatment. Cheryl Baker did it too, for a colonic irrigation.
Any funny stories to tell me before we finish?
You heard the one about the TV presenter who had a pipe stuck up her.
There finally comes a time for making your mind. Now, the last time we saw Cheryl on our screens, she was being pushed out of an aeroplane and breaking her ankle. Now we see her having a colonic irrigation. And what I want to know is, who's her agent? Who's the guy getting her all these plum jobs? Well, we've tracked him down.
Cheryl, yeah. How can a nice job come in for you? Boiled alive in scalding hot jam. You will? Great. I'll back down the script.
Oh, come on, then. How often do you have sex?
Well, usually we finish the show with a special guest, but at Christmas time, it's so difficult to get anyone.
Hi, Harry.
It's Cheryl Baker.
Gonna get a little run, get a fired up
Ah, dirty, filthy, nasty Cheryl.
If you ain't dirty, you ain't here to party. Wanna get rowdy, gonna get a little run, get a fired up in a hurry. Wanna get dirty, it's about time that I came to start this party. Sweat dripping over my body, dancing getting just a little naughty. Wanna get dirty, dirty.
Cheryl, it's your agent.
Oh, hello. Scalding hot jam, you say? Oh, yeah, no, that's great. I'll do it. I'm back!
And welcome to TV Burp. Saddam Hussein halts work on his extension. And Vinnie Jones, first character witness called. Well, we all saw that footage of Saddam being debriefed. Well, part of it. Do you floss at all? Well, maybe you should cut down on the fun-sized Mars bars. Listen, I'm going to refer you to see the hygienist. You got any space next week at all? Yes, they finally found Saddam. Apparently his first words as he came out of the hole were, "Is Sam still in Pop Idol?" There he was in a hole in the ground, but it turns out the Yanks weren't the first on the scene.
Oh, dear, lovey. We have let ourselves go, haven't we? Oh, lovely. Haven't you got a Hoover? Oh, there's really no excuse, is there? I mean, look at this extractor fan, lovey. Filthy, caked on brown. What you need, a little bit of white wine vinegar, lovey. And a dry cloth. A little bit of that on there. Do you see, lovey? Do you see how it cuts through the grime, lovey?
Come here, you cut it with the skirts.
Isn't it strange how people end up looking like their gardens, though, eh?
If I were you, I'd call the police.
The Big Read finished on BBC Two, and Lord of the Rings won most popular book, which made me think, oh, maybe I'll buy that. Then I thought, nah, wait for it to come out on DVD. Yeah. It's easier, isn't it? Easier.
Oh, really, Harry? That's hardly the point of the exercise.
Just shut up about books, will you? Kilroy's been at it again.
You were charged with the attempted murder of your father?
I wasn't.
I see. He comes from a council estate. So he's not good enough for your daughter?
Who?
They call you intolerant because you object to prostitutes having sex on your front doorstep?
No, they don't. On the importance of being famous with Piers Morgan, we met a woman who has tattoos of Elton John all over her back.
When we finish this tattoo, the last one, which will complete the back, then I'm going to get a photo done and send it off to his home address. Put a letter enclosed saying, what's the chances of ever meeting you?
I would have thought the chances of being invited round his house were inversely proportional to the number of tattoos you've got of him on your back. She's got sacrifice on the top bit, she's got the lyrics of Guess That's Why They Call It the Blues a bit lower down, and even further down she's got Candle in the Wind. Now, how long does it take for a lady to have a baby?
Sue's been pregnant for a total of 11 years.
11 years? Just imagine the size of that baby. I want a rush! I want a rush! Mummy, where's my bottle? I want to watch your tweenies! Britain's biggest brood, the Povey family of 15 kids. Here's Mum. Look at all those lovely spices. Oh, I wonder what she's going to be cooking.
She cooks like beef burgers, chicken nuggets, fish fingers, and fish cakes.
Yeah, Mum, you got any basil for the nuggets? Let's have a look at the shopping list. Look at all that stuff.
About 96 pints of milk, 30 eggs.
Yeah, I've got hold of her husband's shopping list. Look, here, found it in the car park here. Yeah. Imagine how much a holiday for 17 costs. Of course, there is one way round it.
Baby has her own case, and then I try and get all the girls in one big suitcase, and then all the boys in another big suitcase.
Yeah, smuggle them through customs. Well, I went to the cinema to see Love Actually in the week. I can feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. It's Body Snatchers, in which we met a man who was recovering from the plague.
The doctor said they're going to think that you're bioterrorist. And I said, I'm a little lawyer from a little town. I don't even know how to spell bioterrorist, much less be one.
Yeah, you look how I feel. What's the worst job you ever had?
Testing the blood of thousands of rats and fleas.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Flea and blood duty. Going away for Christmas at all? Anything nice planned? Who do you think's going to win Pop Idol? I was most surprised to see Sam go out. Need anything for the weekend at all? Wait a minute. I recognise that bloke. Going away for Christmas at all? Anything nice planned? Who do you think's going to win Pop Idol? I always think if you're a rat, it's important to keep up with what diseases you might carry. So if there's a new notice, you should waste no time in reading it. Oh, there's a new notice. I must read it to find out what I might have. Oh, let's have a look. Where is it? Oh, plague. That doesn't sound good. But you know, there's an even worse disease out there. Worse even than the plague.
Londoner Mark Corson has just become another victim of the most successful parasite ever.
There was something really wrong, or something nasty in my body.
Mick Jagger disease. Is it me, or are babies learning to speak that much earlier these days?
Hello, gorgeous. Do you want to help me decorate the Christmas tree?
Yes.
It's Emmerdale, and there's a new thief on the block.
I said you'd only be a minute. That was about half an hour ago.
There's a horse going around stealing stuff. We've managed to get some footage of the horse thief in action.
Give me all the sugar lumps you've got, or I'll start running around the shop.
We're right out of sugar lumps. We're expecting a delivery tomorrow.
I'm warning you!
All right.
Vegetables. Here. In that bag! In that bag! In that bag!
What's the best way to describe David Dickinson?
Big flash that smells of leather.
Yeah. And the other big story on Emmerdale?
No, I'm afraid the vet's on calls all day. Oh, a sick pig. I see.
Sick pig on Emmerdale! Sick pig on Emmerdale!
Mr. Smith is at Ridge Farm, and he says the pig's getting worse.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Let's have a look at it then.
Oh, hello, Mr. Smith. Have you met our new receptionist?
Looks fine to me. Doesn't look sick at all. Time waster. He's just trying to bunk off. He knows it was due at the abattoir, so he's thrown a sickie. A time waster, taking up valuable time that could be spent on other animals, like goldfish.
I've said I'm sorry. If you could just give me your address, I'll make sure...
He looks as right as rain, too. Who takes a goldfish to the vets, anyway? They're either dead or alive, aren't they? Maybe a brief spell where he's swimming about near the top on his side. That's basically when you should be calling the priest. No, the rule of thumb with goldfish is upright, fine, on its side of the top, dying, on its side of the bottom, dead. Swimming about like that, well, that's a goldfish in tip-top A1 condition. Maybe he's brought the goldfish in to be put down. Maybe it's turned nasty. They can't get you much of a bite, but they can stare at you, can't they? Make you feel uneasy. Make you sick of that goldfish in its stupid mind games. But he cares enough about it to have it put down humanely. How'd you do that? Well, you hold an ice cube over its stupid, manipulative face. But it was a sad day in the vets for the owners of Murphy the dog. And I was touched by the sensitive way in which Emmerdale handled the subject of a much-loved pet dying unexpectedly.
Can we see her?
Of course. Follow me.
Yeah, it's in the freezer next to chicken nuggets, all right? Yeah, you can take it for cremation, but you'll have to thaw him out first. Yeah. 4 minutes on defrost in the microwave, or leave him on the radiator for half an hour. Yeah. You know, I have the greatest respect for the clergy, you know. Take this bishop, very clever man. He can balance 2 marbles on his head. I tell you what, though, I can't wait till next time on the bill.
Next time on the bill.
What's up? Oh, I've got a cramp.
Very exciting. Cramp. Someone else develops a stitch. Oh, I can't wait. And if the bill is the smoked salmon of TV cop shows, then Merseybeat is the pilchard. What are the words to that Christmas song?
Dog crap through me letterbox, bricks through me window, me missus on Valium.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Pop Idol now. It was an uneasy moment for Foxy this weekend. Dec only meant it as a joke, but poor Foxy was clearly worried.
No, the first time the judges outnumber the contestants, so maybe it's time we voted one of them off. What do you think?
Which one would it be? That's a joke, right? That's a joke, yeah. Time now for the final instalment of our regular soap, At Home with the Pop Idol judges. Let my Pop Idol live! Brendan, what do you want from us?
I want you to be my daddy.
It's the right monster there, Simon.
Simon? I didn't realise you got another bird around. You're gorgeous.
All right, Brendan. I'll give you 1 week of attention.
Foxy, what's wrong?
Daddy doesn't like me anymore.
Don't be silly, Foxy. Just because Simon's got Brendan now doesn't mean he doesn't love you. Here's £1. Go and buy yourself a comic.
Comic? Great. Just try it one more time.
That was more like karaoke. You're in big trouble this week.
Very good. You know, Brendan, you've taught me over this last week that people can be different, that we should celebrate those differences. It's those little differences that make us all special. And as part of this process, I've realized that I've never really been happy with the way I am.
Simon, I've just off to the post office with Pete. He's lost his shoes again.
Nikki,
Yes, Simon?
I want a sex change. And so it was that Simon became Simone, making him free to marry Brendan. And they were all due to live happily ever after. That is, until Foxy turned up. Well, at this time of year, it's the occasion where a chubby man with a beard makes a rare appearance. But who is better, Father Christmas or Saddam Hussein? There's only one way to find out. Fight! Go on, Saddam! Go on! Go on! Go on! See you after the break. Go on, Saddam! You went round to Hugh Fernley Whittingstall's for lunch, and he served you a whole horse? Welcome back. News just in. Cheeky girls meet up with agent to plan the year ahead. Saddam's wife gets to keep the whole. And a bit of a mix-up as Prince Charles turns up to the wrong event. He went to Sprout's Personality of the Year. And isn't it strange how people end up not looking like the thing they're standing next to? Oh, sorry, I've just been ordering my money to fit in with the Queen's operation on her face. Understanding future wars now on Discovery's Civilization, which gives us an insight into how wars will be conducted in the, future.
His mechanical cohorts, in various stages of development, look a little like, well, a lot like mini battle tanks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or free-ranging farm equipment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or washing machines run amok.
Not sure, not sure. It's just like a washing machine if it had wheels, an engine and a gun on top. The other major insight was, in the future, all soldiers will walk like John Inman. Collie now, and Nick Tilsley was required to knock a wall down with a sledgehammer. Sometimes he just doesn't seem to know his own strength.
What's happened here?
Oh, it's somebody's idea of a practical joke.
Croquet, anyone? He does manage to knock the wall down, yeah. It takes him 3 years, but he does it. Then he's got the task of carting the lot away.
Oh, this is a job application form.
They do fold up small, them walls, don't they? He's gone to all the trouble of separating the sand up into his own bag. Angela is still missing estranged husband Tommy, though.
He's in intensive care.
And if she wants to lure him back, she should think about shaving that beard off. It's Hagrid from the Harry Potter films. Opportunity, the winner's story now, in which we catch up with Jane and Denise, who won the opportunity, the chance, to sing with the English National Opera and find out how they've been getting on.
You've got your work cut out. It's 12 hours a day, all right? Done.
Yeah, maybe she'd do better if she didn't have that tap up her nose.
Mary King has insisted that both be given urgent coaching by opera language experts. They'll be singing in French, German, English and Italian.
Yes. Take the tap out your nose, love. Now, I don't know much about music, but is this violin making the right noise? I think there may be a bit of bad news in store for her voice coach, though. There's someone waiting to speak to her.
I think what they've done already has been extraordinary.
It's the Grim Reaper, look. Looking through the glass, waiting to pounce. It's not all doom and gloom. At least Denise got to meet Prince Philip, who was incredibly interested in how she was getting on.
Everything, all of this is just worlds and worlds away, as you can imagine.
Well, nice to see you.
Lovely to meet you.
Holiday Round My Bedroom on Channel 4 now, in which Jamie J. Johnson decided to spend a holiday in his bedroom. And on his travels, he came upon things he'd forgotten all about, like stains.
I arrived at one stain that was left from when I spilt a drink when kissing with an ex-girlfriend. 8 months later, I still hadn't scrubbed it off. It was left as a sort of sentimental souvenir of a feeling since faded.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to share a flat with him. A red wine stain? No, it's a nostalgic souvenir of a feeling long since faded. Yeah, just clean it up, would you? After that, it's your turn to empty the bins. The bins? No. You mean the sentimental memento of a long-lost emotion. Yeah, you haven't got any bog roll either. He then took to looking out the window at passers-by.
I went to my window and, feeling I really was on holiday, began waving to passers-by. Some of the strangers waved back, seemingly happy to take a holiday from London's usual rush-hour coldness. Some ignored me, 2 people told me not to jump, and 1 person told me to F off.
Yeah, sorry about that, Jamie. EastEnders now, and not everyone takes kindly to carol singers.
Those carol singers are doing some sort of concert in the square.
And where's Den off to?
I'm going to be lounging in the sun myself in the next few days.
What?
I'm going back to Spain at the end of the week.
Yeah, Spain, or Dick Whittington at the Grand Opera House, Belfast, as it's also known. Which brings us to the award for Best Actor. And the nominations are Bet Lynch for Coronation Street.
Cardiac arrest. What's happening? Coronary curve. No, what's happening?
Fred Elliott, also for Coronation Street.
See you then.
And Marlon from Emmerdale.
Hello? Maybe I'm 90. What about you gorgeous, delectable, mesmerising, tantalising creature?
I'm the son and I'm gratis to go for the living dingle. Do I look like I care? I only moved in here because there was nowhere else to go. You call yourselves a family, eh? I'd rather live in a ditch.
And the award goes to Marlon from Emmerdale. Well, unfortunately, Marlon cannot be with us tonight, but he has sent this special message.
I'll still love you. Moo!
Of course, there is another great actor called Marlon.
And so, I come to you, Don Corleone, for justice.
Honest, Sarah, you didn't want me as a friend. I can't recall the last time you invited me round to your house. Instead, you come to me on my daughter's wedding and ask me to commit murder for money.
You're a civil servant, but it burns when you do wee-wee. Yes, that's all from us for this series. We'll be back in February, and we thought as a special treat we could get the 2 ladies who won Opportunity to sing us out, take us out on a cultural high. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Denise Lee and Jane Gilchrist.
We are the cheeky girls, we are the cheeky girls. You are the cheeky boys, you are the cheeky boys. We are the cheeky girls, we are the cheeky girls. You are the cheeky boys, cheeky boys. are the cheeky girls. You are the cheeky boys. You are the cheeky boys. Cheeky, cheeky.
Come on. You watch Harry Hill?